every night. And
Hello.
I was like, stop.
Hello.
Hello. Welcome
Hey.
out, everyone. Good to see you. How are we?
Do you have face paint? That's beautiful.
I went to
It's very
Pride.
pretty.
I went to Pride and got a
Pretty.
flower on my face, and I thought it was
Oh my
fitting
God.
because you guys
It's
are going
actually
to
so pretty.
a flower ball today. I know it's nice, isn't
yeah.
it? Yes.
I feel like we
I mean,
should
you might
put
not,
it
in
off
which
now.
case I'll go rub this off.
Yeah.
Assume
Yeah,
the plan,
yeah.
as always.
True.
True.
It's so fucking easy for me. Just grab the reins and pull them somewhere. You know? Like anyone here can just fucking push the fucking steering wheel over.
true.
You know, it's
You
like
can
all
do whatever
shops
you
are
like.
closed. Everything is closed for 200 miles around.
You
The
can
only
do what
thing
you
to
like.
do is
That this
Things
road
do
has
go on
no
without you, though.
alleyways, has no turns. It just goes straight to the party.
Every tavern's closed.
You guys
Everyone left town.
can do whatever you want. Remember, you can do whatever you want, but the world will move on without you sometimes, and that's never, it's not always a great thing. So it's up to you. It's up to you. But you did get given a time. You got given a time within 2 days, so you can spend the 2 days doing whatever the hell you want. But the party happens in 2 days, regardless. So, welcome out, everyone. We do have a full house here. We just got a couple of cams. Shane is back. Welcome back, Shane.
Yay!
You haven't played in 3 weeks now, right? Because we took last week off as well.
I don't know what's going on.
Yeah. So actually,
Missed you,
funnily
Shane.
enough, I made the recap like that because I want them to tell you in character at one point. So, before we get into that, has anyone got anything they want to shout out, announce, anything like that?
No.
Then let's get into some Dungeons and Dragons. Who would like to do the recap?
Shane.
The boy doesn't.
I don't know what's going
It has
on.
to be him.
Yeah, okay. Shane, you read the recap because you'll see. It has a
Yeah,
moment and
you'll see.
Okay.
It's not far back.
Where is this?
Okay.
Gotta scroll up.
I thought my
welcome
suggestion
back.
was good. Yeah, welcome back. Read the recap.
Oh, I like how this is. Rumor has it that last we left off, we were in pursuit of a mask stolen by a local gang of halflings known as the Hillies. We journeyed into their canal-side territory and attempted to confront them with a little trickery. We're gonna gloss over what happened next so they can tell me what happened in character. Lovely.
It was fine. It went really well.
Oh yeah.
So, I'll put on the old town theme. Whilst they went out to deal with the Hillies, we kind of made it canon that Desmond was staying behind. The last conversation that you were here for was
Excuse me.
what the last thing you saw was. Can you remind me? Where was the where did we last leave off with you?
Do you remember?
Where did we last leave off with me?
Was Shane there for when you guys went to the mansion?
It's been so long now.
I don't
No,
think so.
I think you missed that one too.
Really? When we did the bag of holding.
He was there for that,
you were-
yeah.
he
I was
for
there.
the
Oh,
end
that's
of
where I
that.
last left off.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
And
killed
then
the
we
big
left.
guy
We
at the
got
end.
out.
There
Yeah.
you go.
We did because we did the loot identify. Remember, we were like, Desmond would identify this
Desmond would hang out
Yes.
for 3 days.
stuff.
Identify.
Yeah.
So, to recap you, Desmond, on what they did since then. The Six had traveled back from the Bag of Holding after being given the option of increasing the amount of items you can attune to or the amount of uses you get out of one of your skills. And they went back to the city and looked around a little bit more, shopped a couple of times, but ended up finally going over to the mansion, the one which you'd got the letter and for the Dread Vault, the kind of clue to finding Chaos. At this mansion, they met a kindly noble who turned out to be an informant from who was previously stayed in the Dread Vault. His name was Larian Studios. He's a noble of the area, owns a manor house. He introduced himself to the group, spoke to the group about how these changelings were going missing, a few of his friends, or specifically changelings, at a parties known as the Ceremonies. These balls, so they're being hidden and hiding away. Only the selected nobles could be invited. He himself had been invited, and he could probably bring some people across, he was told. However, to go to the the ceremonies, he required his mask. His mask was stolen by a group known as the Hillies, a gang. That's where the party went to go and get it back from, so they could get his mask back. The other thing he said, though, is these parties were being hidden in kind of locations that were kind of small and offshoot, halls that shouldn't fit them. You would remain behind in our story here to discuss the kind of general location of what's coming up next. You're told the theme, flowers. Over the course of the next hour or two, as the rest of the party went out to kind of grab the mask, seeing it as kind of a smaller, fairly manageable task. You're waiting back at the mansion. They've just finished up in the inn. We'll go to the group first. Sir Valacia, the other the Vault Warden from the Dread Vault, was there at the house as well. She'd be talking to you, Desmond, and kind of giving you a brief of her plan of what she plans to do, she says to you at the same time. If you are to go to these ceremonies, I'll wait on the outside. That way, if anyone tries to get out and gets past you, I'll try and bring them down outside. Make sure no one goes towards it as well, and monitor it outside from there. Unless you need me inside with you.
I mean, I reckon I'll be fine.
Good. Your friends should be back soon, though, right?
I hope so.
The day would go past because they decided to stay in an inn. Is there anything you would do, Desmond, to try and get in contact with them? Did you guys get in contact with Desmond in the end?
Yeah,
think we
Tack did
established
ascending.
Do you want
'cause
to?
I don't think I would personally have anything.
Sorry, yeah. We did do sending, yeah.
You did do sending just before the end.
We didn't just like forget him and go like, yeah, whatever.
Well, you might not want to put him in the heat. You might not want to
Whatever.
put him in the heat. Do you want to give an idea of what you would have said in the sending?
How do you sum all that up
This was
in
this was
ascending?
heading back towards the inn after you guys have disguised and gone into the inn.
I'm trying to remember exactly why we were using sending, just so that he knew.
So he knew where we were
yeah.
because we wanted to lay low.
Oh my god, that's right.
You forgot
I
what
was
happened.
trying to figure out how I could say it without saying it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, what would you say? How would you...
I think Tack would probably be like, what's the name of the place that we're at right now?
Which one? You went into the Orchestra of Bards, right? The
yeah, the Bard
Yeah.
Tavern or whatever.
Mm.
Yeah.
the Orchestra of Wanderers.
So I think Tack would probably be kind of straightforward about it and use sending and say, Desmond, we're in Mirror District. Come to Orchestra of Bards.
Okay.
That's it.
See you soon.
So
Okay.
you'd have got that like after a couple of hours. So they haven't actually technically finished their long rest yet. This is before the long rest. You'd hear that in your head. You can reply.
Love you, bye. I'm just kidding.
I'd reply.
You had enough to also say just kidding. If I just
Oh, love you, bye. Just kidding.
Just kidding.
I'm trying out humor. It's failing.
Trying out humor.
Doing great.
Try
That's
get
so
humor.
good. I love that.
I would reply, had me worried, was thinking I'd have to come and save y'all.
No, buddy.
Oh.
On my way soon.
He's on his way.
Yeah.
Perfect. Right. Let's get a table and a drink, maybe.
Yes, please.
A couple. A couple.
You're
Andros is not laughing.
just to confirm, because you might have forgotten, you were in disguise last time. Are you getting a drink in disguise?
Probably we're still laying low, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
we'll
would
figure out how
say
to get
I'll keep the
Desmond's
disguise up.
attention.
Yeah.
Like,
Okay.
well, we didn't. Here's the thing: we never disguised V's sword, right? That was like the thing that we were
I
like,
would.
yeah.
I think she would leave it in the room for now. If we're just like at the actual tavern,
If we got rooms, we
How
put our
tall
stuff
is
down and
it?
then came back down.
it's pretty fucking big. It's.
Is
like,
it bigger than 5 feet?
Let me
I
look
think
at
it has
the.
to fucking be.
I think it is.
That thing seems huge.
Can I minor illusion half of it and Tech can minor illusion the other half of it if it's bigger than 5 feet? Make it look-
Wait, I can put it in the bag of holding. Right?
It'll work.
Oh yeah, no, we discussed that, right? Bag of holding.
Wasn't
I
that
think.
what I
Holding?
thought that might have been what we did actually.
Maybe that is.
We
what-
Yeah.
Yeah, that is
what we
because
did.
wasn't
sounds
Morgan
really
gonna
familiar.
take our armor off or something?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
because we were like, when we went into this district, we were like, there's no way people won't recognize us
True.
anyways.
Yeah.
True.
Then
Excuse me.
in your disguises, you can sit down, order a drink to your table, and await Desmond. So you're all sat down in kind of the bottom area of the Orchestra of Wanderers. Having paid for the rooms above, the kind of overlooking rooms, you'd sit down on the kind of the base level where all the kind of the stools are and the stands just below the stage area. A couple of people going up and just like fiddling with kind of the instruments and whatnot, tuning their instruments ready to play for the afternoon. Eventually, Desmond would kind of wander in. You'd have your drinks on the table with you, ales or wines or foods, whatever you've ordered. Remind me what everyone looks like, because Desmond would be walking into not seeing the usual crowd.
Right.
Is this the next day or is it?
No, this would be because
It's
you
before.
sent sending
Okay.
beforehand.
Okay.
Carlisle looks like a halfling. I think I was like a above average looking halfling.
Red tiefling.
Astral elf.
I think I did one of my dwarven forms. I think I was a big dwarven man.
Yep.
I've got a white wine because I'm in disguise. I'm not gonna get a red wine, right?
Right. Oh my gosh, they'll never find you.
They'll never
True.
find me.
What did
Morgaine
Morgaine?
is just Morgaine, but the armor is in the bag. of
Yeah.
holding.
Oh,
The
that's
armor's
right.
in the
Yeah.
bag of holding.
Mhm.
And she's just wearing like
Is
tunic.
that like enough for
And a
this
blindfold.
doofus that rolls an 8 on insight? To
Yeah,
figure
well,
this
they're not here at all.
No,
What the
I
hells?
was gonna say the second that Desmond came in, I think Tack would get up, walk over. Hey, it's Desmond, and put a arm around him and be like, "We've been waiting for you, buddy. So excited to see ya!" And like start dragging him over to the table and lean in and go, "We're in disguise. Play it cool."
I think you're my dad right now.
Hey,
Thought my name
champ.
was
That's
getting
literally
around.
how he would go.
Should head over, see the whole array of them looking different inside the tavern, Desmond.
Was I supposed to get a disguise? No one.
No,
told me.
no.
No, this is kind of a us thing right now. I mean, you're welcome to get a disguise if you want.
What have y'all gotten
That-
into?
Might have screwed the pooch a little bit.
It went bad really fast.
It could have
Because
gone
I
better.
wasn't there. I should have come with.
No, it's good you didn't. Because now we got you, buddy. We got you just as you are. I'm so sorry. This it's good. It's fine. I've been told that I commit too hard to the characters. and
No, I
that
like
really
it.
is what
It's great.
got us hard. No.
Oh, you
Tack is
saying
saying
in
this.
character. I thought you were getting worried out of character there.
No.
At the table, we all just
I
think
thought you
it's one of the
said yeah. No, okay, sorry. That was just a fan. It's just that he walks past. Oh no, I think it's great. Yeah, the performance.
Somebody in chat is like, God, Dodger needs to tone it down.
That was so good.
Yes, it it could have gone, well, much better than
We
it
had
did.
it under control. Looks at Tack.
At
Well,
which point
Yeah.
was it under? Oh, you mean at the end?
resolved, if
when-
that's what you mean.
Yes.
At the end, we're not dead. None of us are dead. That's good.
Some people are dead.
There's
Desmond.
many dead.
Quite a few.
None of them good. Worth saying.
All I know is that there was one point where I was knocking people out, and then five people on a ridge above me exploded.
It was very fast. Very, very quick.
I walked down to the.
I noticed Bin sort of was down and up and down and up and then
Bin?
He broke many laws.
moved.
You mean?
Yes.
Yeah, well, Bucket at the time.
Oh, sorry. Bucket, mop, and bucket. Yes.
We went with this idea to try to trick the guy who stole the mask to give it to us using this gambit where we sent Bucket and Mop.
It was my kobold form, as you know. But you know, kobolds, they're kind of crazy. So what was I supposed to do? Well, I do owe everybody here an apology, don't I? I'm real sorry about how that all went.
There was a part where we could have realistically done a 1v1 tussle that
Yes.
may have won, but unfortunately, Bucket insisted on a 2v2 where they were promptly
I didn't
likely
expect it.
delivered multiple concussions. I should
Right,
probably check into that later.
I'm
You
still
were knocked
feeling it.
unconscious quite a few times.
I was.
I think, right. I think as we walked away, I said, you know, perhaps Bucket could learn to maybe take a punch so that next time it happens, it's not quite so
Next
dire.
I think maybe Ben just needs to sit on the bench for a while with some more game.
I think that would be preferable. I just feel like he's so unpredictable. He might come out at any time, and we should just be ready, right? Maybe do a little training for me.
Well, the good news is, Desmond, we did get the mask. The bad news is the trail of bodies following that mask amounts to about a dozen or so halflings. And
To be
some
fair,
change.
not quite a trail, more of like a pile at the canal.
Did we leave?
Does
Did we
Desmond know
send
about
something
the
floating
mask?
down the river? Did that? Did we do that?
You never did it in the end, but you did.
No,
but
no,
V,
no.
Not you.
V did
put a body in a barrel.
Yeah,
The
she
one
put the
that
two
was
halves in a
most
barrel.
Egregiously, like murdered.
Yeah, as if I don't really know. I don't really know
It's a
why.
good idea.
He was the most murdered out of all.
The most murder.
They'll never find him in the barrel that's closest to all the murders.
No.
There was one thing that you
In
did
pitch
do though.
combat,
You didn't ask about the mask. There is no trail toward the mask itself.
Yes, that's good.
True.
Does Desmond know about the mask? Like,
No.
no. Okay, we need to fill him in on that too.
I mean, Desmond
Well,
in
well,
character. would have
Desmond in
saved-
character.
Desmond would have learned in
I have
character.
no idea what
yeah.
you're talking about.
This mask
So,
allows
Desmond,
you
we got the mask.
to
It's great.
what? Appear as a different form. It's kind of a
Which is
mask
what the guy
of
wanted.
essentially disguised self.
There's a yucky
Guy who
undead
doesn't know
boy.
about either. Hold on. So, I don't think he knows about the guy either.
Yeah,
don't know.
that's what I was
Yeah,
gonna
Shane
describe.
doesn't know shit.
Okay.
We're like we've kind of been hired on by this dude, this like undeady dude. We
made a
think he's
mistake.
I want
undeady.
anyone to know he's undead, by the way.
Yeah.
You can't talk about it.
He
You can tell.
he can't use the magic that's in the mirror district that allows you to change form. So, but he wants to go to this party, and in order for him to change form, he needs the mask for the
And
party.
we need him to get us into the party because chaos has been seen at those parties. Also, people are going missing
Okay.
from the parties,
Changelings
and
are
so
going
that's
missing.
specifically
I do
the
remember that.
changelings.
Yeah.
yeah. I do think
Okay.
The
maybe
other
one
thing about
thing
this
for
guy.
Sorry,
Oh,
go
no,
ahead.
you go ahead.
No,
Sorry.
go
Just
ahead.
really quick, he was distributing a hallucinogenic
Yeah,
flower
he's
that
got
made
drugs.
people become undead, right? And then he
Yeah.
ironically looks like he's been afflicted by it as well.
Right.
So, yes. But he doesn't want people to know that.
perhaps next time we do something like this, we should maybe make a sort of code word or something. I don't really have anything that can, just sort of knock someone out.
Yeah,
Um,
I would have been.
So I do take
It's a
full
learning
responsibility, right, for two of them.
Now,
But
I always say it. Nobody's perfect. All right. Sometimes we're gonna make a couple mistakes.
You
What does
said
this
that.
mean? What is nobody's? What?
He's doing something funny with words. See, it's nobody's perfect,
It's a
but he
play on
swapped.
words.
He swapped the first letters.
Explain.
Because he's not
even that isn't
perfect.
perfect.
Right, it's an
Right.
imperfect way to say the phrase.
People
So
act
even
on stage, a play on words.
Oh, she's like a.
Yeah.
Yes.
it's like to have fun. It's like to take a thing you'd say and have a little fun with it. You're playing with the words.
Like
I'm playing
juggling
with your
with a
words
word.
in my head.
Now, I know that sometimes we get in the thick of it and we don't really have the option to mercifully knock someone unconscious.
Right. I don't know how to
wanna
do that
throw
at
any-
all.
I don't want to bring any question into the decisions anyone made today because we did not have a plan. We cannot point fingers now, but maybe we should, at the very least, while we continue to be inside of a heavily occupied city full of guards
Yes.
that can and will detain us, and gangs that can and will murder us in alleyways, maybe be a little bit more careful who we are bisecting vertically and or horizontally, or exploding, or blasting 15 times with magic in the chest until they explode as well.
I will try to. I'll do a little bit of research. Maybe I can find something that's slightly less. Just slightly less.
Just a little less.
Right. Or find something else to do, I suppose. I could have moved a bit. I'll think about it.
That's all I think we really need to worry about is just thinking about it and getting better.
Right. I think everything right is a learning opportunity. So we've learned from this things that we can improve. That's all. That's fine. Also, we should probably stay disguised. Desmond, what did you learn?
I learned that I should have stuck with y'all. By the sounds of it, it went bad.
That
You're a
is-
sweet baby boy. You didn't need to be there.
Yes, it was.
It was dark.
It was
It
violent.
was,
There was, one moment that sort of was quite heroic. The sort of, I thought more people would come running when they heard that thunderclap, and then sort of Morgaine and Bin were just sort of out of the middle of everyone, and then of course everyone around where they were seemed dead. But they were out of harm's way, so that was quite good.
Whilst I
They're
regret
great.
killing people, I felt necessary steps were to be had to protect Tack, which is why I would like Bin to go away.
As nicely as possible.
I understand.
It was kill or be killed.
But I do think an argument needs to be made for the fact that, as been, I did more mopping the floor with my face, so to speak, than actually helping.
You should have been named Mop,
Perhaps.
and
Mm,
we should have been
maybe
named
that's-
Bucket.
Maybe that was
Look,
the
let it
problem.
be known.
from the
Hindsight
start.
2020.
The big fella was cheating.
Also, that
Yes.
what? It seems a bit what's the word I'm looking for? Improper to point that out to the Heelys at this point. However,
Should I go yell?
They cheated, dude.
I heard approximately 12 of you, but your fighter had magic gloves.
Yeah, so
Think
what's that all about?
Upsetting.
Well, hey, at least we can, loop back around and talk about it and find ways to get better, because I don't think it's ever going to be as bad as that ever again.
There's at the camera.
Fucking 50 50 episodes from now.
And Dross just takes both
get that
hands and
clip, just
places
cut
them on
straight
the
to it.
wooden table.
Yeah. That's so good.
Oh God.
Right.
Okay. So you're sat around the table, drinking, eating if you want as well. This is the place that you would have your long rest, as we kind of established last time. Unless, of course, you wish to retcon that and we go through a different estate and you go Desmond, but I imagine, you're still trying to lay low.
I already did my level up.
You already did your level up.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
Let's not, yeah.
Gymnastics.
But you would be able to go up, rest up for... Here's a question. Are you resting up because you went out, I believe, in the afternoon to deal with the Hillies? Or at least
it was on
early?
the same day.
Yeah, so are you resting all the way until the next day? Or are you going back out at night?
So the day that I wrote the dates down, because now we're trying to get them right? So it was the 23rd when we talked to the dude, and he was like, I need my mask. And we're like, we'll get it for you, NP. And then we did all that, right?
So it'd be the night of the 25th.
Then
is
the
when...
party would be the 25th, right?
Yes.
So, yeah. So do we want a long rest till the morning of the 24th, or do we want a long rest till the night of the 23rd? Does it matter? Does anyone have a preference?
It doesn't really matter if we don't have other pressing matters to attend to right now, right?
Yeah.
If this is the one thing, unless we need to go somewhere and take care of something else quickly, seems like we're pretty focused on getting this done.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
Yeah, I'm down to just make it a new day situation.
Yeah.
Just forget the old day. Let's
New
just
day,
start
level
over.
up.
Yep.
Slay.
New day reset. That one was.
Yeah.
You
Change our disguises.
You can. Yeah, you can. You would go up to bed, buy your rooms, comfort. It's a great place to stay for the night. So when you lay your heads down to rest, you would wake up feeling rejuvenated. You'd probably sleep for a much longer time as the exhaustion of the previous fight, and maybe the stress that comes with it. But as of the next morning, early on, 6 in the morning, 6 in the morning, you can get up if you like, after spending a long time in the evening.
Absolutely not.
Okay, then yeah, you can have a lie-in especially, yeah. You could, yeah, what time would you all be getting up? Is there any changes on your appearance? Is there anything you'd want to do instead? How do you start your day?
And Dross only needs to transfer like 4 hours, so she would have been awake right away and like probably reading that library book she got on
Which one?
Prelux Gods. She got one on Prelux Gods, right? So she'd be reading that, trying to see if she can find anything out, and kind of just staring at her spell book. I think she would look the same because she got the room as that person, so she's not going to come out looking like a different person yet. I think.
That was my thoughts too.
Yeah, makes sense.
Carl
Yeah.
was usually second up.
Okay, yeah, you could definitely go up early, and kind of join. What, are you congregating downstairs? Are you kind of waiting up in the rafters for each other to come out of the rooms? How are you meeting?
So is there like by the rooms and stuff? Is there like any kind of seating like kind of in that?
Yeah, out in the hallway for sure.
Yeah, like in a hotel, how they have weird little seating areas.
Yeah, in a seating area like that. So if someone does change their appearance, it's not a fucking
because the Orchestra of Wanderers is a converted theater, and all the rooms are kind of like up in the balconies, and kind of built into this. You have your own balcony and view over to the stage. In the back areas, like the staircases leading up, so there's a little foyer and kind of where you can just go and sit and wait for each other to come down the stairs. So yeah, you could meet up there.
That's good. That's all right.
All right.
Cool.
Yeah. Same.
Okay. Then yeah. Unless anyone interrupts, yeah, you'd all be able to meet there by... Who's the last one up and what time?
Pack's normally up pretty late.
So you'd all be waiting for Tack to come down as the final one. Let's say, for the sake of it, 9 a.m.
Excuse me.
Considering it would have given you a good probably 15 hours of your own room time.
Yeah.
Yeah, by 9 a.m., Tack finally comes downstairs. and meets up with your group.
Yep. Stomp, stomp, stomp.
All right.
Good morning.
Morning, everyone.
Morning!
Do you have a name for this persona?
Oh, this is Healer.
Uh,
He's a horticulturist.
Oh, beautiful. Good to meet you.
Nice to meet you as well.
What exactly is our plan today? Do we want to discuss a plan here? Do we want to go somewhere else? Return the item?
Well, I think bringing the mask back is probably the best first step of the day. 'Cause
Right.
we're not entirely sure if there isn't going to be a step 2 or 3 afterwards to get to that party still, is there?
Right. Plus, we have to, at the very least, also put together our costume, whatever, masks, etc. So, yes. All right, well. It is 9 after all. I'm sure he's awake.
Off we go then.
Okay. So you set out away from the inn, head out towards Ekentree's estate, and by the time you arrive, you'd kind of knock on the door. How would you approach the door? Is there anything special, or you just go up there and knock?
Because we know we're all disguised now.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering if Desmond should be the one to deliver the mask. But maybe it's suspicious for Desmond to show up twice. I don't know.
It's
Oh,
just like
no.
Desmond made new friends, and he's bringing new friends.
Yeah,
over. That's all.
he's just a little guy, and he wants to go
Yeah.
visit his bud.
Just not wearing their armor. Their voice is going to be the same. And like, I don't know. I'd probably still be able to tell it's them.
Who knocks? Who says what?
Morgaine will knock.
The door's over there. No, I'm just kidding.
What the fuck?
Yeah, thrown
Crawling
straight.
the door.
Who's there?
Sir Morgaine.
You can hear the clink of the door and the kind of chain unrattle, and the door opens. So Valesia's that there, kind of, looking tired, stay up most of the night. Laid at her side, and she kind of looks at you and goes, "What happened to your party?"
Oh, it's us. Hello.
They're
Edit.
there.
All right. Coming in. Lets you kind of come in, closes the door behind you, chains up again. He was upstairs trying on hundreds of outfits.
Oh, well, here's the item.
Okay. What do you want me to give it to him?
Wouldn't want to ruin the outfit-a-thon.
Right. She walks upstairs, and you hear like the kind of muffled conversation, and then this kind of delightful little squeal, like "Oh, goody," cool down thing, and you can hear like this moment where, and then stepping out onto the kind of the staircase above all of you, you can see draping down a kind of a long, almost like clinging to him dress, a little bit see-through on the chest with a kind of like a mesh underneath. Yellowish kind of golden dress that goes all the way down, plumes at the bottom, and has kind of strands hanging off the arms. Wearing a mask which only looks very like soft, like oak, kind of over one portion of his face, but this kind of bushy, slightly kind of curly blonde hair, almost kind of Heath Ledger-like, and it's kind of like Knight's tail goes down to his shoulders. Handsome human kind of appearance underneath. You see Darian go, "My friends! Oh, you got it for me. How splendid. Well, finally I can be the warming host to my house that I've always wanted to be since you arrived. Come with me to the dining hall." And kind of wanders down the stairs. You can see he always steps down the stairs one at a time, thinking of it, like trying to make himself look like he's drifting. And then he gets to the bottom and he kind of walks backwards and kind of bows his head and walks into the dining room, which you can see is not extravagant even, sorry, by any means. It's enough to fit around probably like 6 people around the table. But he kind of, you see him kind of go and grab stools and kind of place them in instead of kind of at the corners and push the chairs together to try and make as much room as possible. And he sits down on kind of one of the nicer chairs. Okay. So it's tomorrow night. We have to make you all fit the part.
All right.
Tack will have turned back into their normal form once they were inside. What does that entail exactly?
Well, the flower masks primarily. If you're going to bring armor in, you're going to have to sneak it in somehow. But otherwise, you have to look extravagant, beautiful, blend in.
Well, as far as anyone sneaking things in, if it fits into the bag of holding, I can probably get it in.
Good.
So we don't have to worry about that.
Yes. You just might have to hide the bag. Otherwise, they might search it, and then, suddenly all your weapons are found, and we'll all be murdered, and I'm,
I
complicit.
think I'll be okay.
Okay. Well, the key to this, to any grand ball, is that you must blend in with noble society. Now, I can see at least one among you has tampered with the ways of beauty, but some of you others are, how do I put this eloquently, lacking. We need to make sure that you don't stand out. You need to stand out to not stand out. You know?
Is this something you can assist us with?
No, not me. Alex Kavita.
All right. Who's that?
Who's that? It's not who's that. It's what's that. Only the finest
All right,
masquerade
what's
ball
that?
shop in the entirety of the city. I practically live
There's
there.
going to be a whole thing.
Of course.
All right.
And when you have your flowers designed, and they work rather quick, tomorrow night, we shall enter into the ceremonies, and then I'm going to slip away and let you do whatever you want to do, because I don't want to be there when it happens.
What are you going to do?
Pack my things just in case, you know.
Right.
And you
another-
are sure that you have a +6 to this party?
The strange things about these parties is that all I have to do is convince them that they're trying to lure as many powerful people in as possible. It's like they want more support. So I had my invitation via a friend, so as long as I can convince them that you are 6 important figures that have some pull, they'd be happy to have you.
All right.
What... If you would like to be surprised, of course, you don't have to answer, but what... Do you know what flower you're going to go at? Like, I assume that we should not duplicate,
Oh, yes.
or does it matter?
I'm going
You
to
don't
go for a
pick.
strangling vine of the River Row.
Oh,
I'm going to do it as a kind of wraparound scarf that drapes down me.
beautiful.
I know. The
Okay.
one thing I would suggest is, well, I'd heard what, how do I say this? If you are going to massacre this party, just give me enough time to get away. I'm not going to question your methods or the vault, but
There's no intention for us to do anything like that.
Oh
Do you feel like you have quite quick reflexes,
no,
just in case?
No?
No. Okay, good to know.
Not at all?
No.
We're
Well,
definitely not going to be masquerading any ball.
no. Masquerading you do want to do. Massacring.
Massacring
Yes. Oh,
any ball.
I hope you masquerade. We need to come up with false identities for all of you. They won't check your wrist. We don't do that here. But you need to
Right.
feel. It's not just on the appearance. Anyone can tell when some commoner from the backwards alley of the painted alleys comes into the mirror district and just chooses a form. You need to feel like a noble. To be a noble is to be superior. To be above others. You know, greater. Internally and externally. So, the following is going to be needed to happen. False identities for all of you, unless you have some sort of sway yourself. Some selling point that comes with that for why you're worthy of these parties. You need to look curious, excited by the unknown. And then we need to pick flowers and have your dresses and gowns and suits made. Whatever order we do that in, whichever works best for you. I have the location of the next party. It is actually not too far away. The mausoleum here in the Middle District.
A mausoleum.
Yes, in the graveyard.
Interesting.
Extravagant, potentially. I'm not sure how they're going to do it.
Mm.
So, decide among yourselves what kind of identity you want to go with. Decide which flower you would like to have. We'll get it all designed. Go down to Alex Gavita. Buy the outfits. Look absolutely glamorous and head out to the party tomorrow night. Any
All
questions?
right.
I suppose not.
Well, this is exciting. All right. If you need my help with anything, just holler. I'll be in the kitchen freshening up. You see him head out of the room, leaving you all in the dining hall.
I did not realize it was going to be so many steps.
No, it's not that many, right? False identity. And
I'm
a
not a
selling
liar.
point. That comes with it. No? What if
Not a
You just need
you're mute or
or just create a person who is essentially you.
I mean, I'm also thinking of it from the, it's going to be a lot easier to sneak your stuff into the party if I'm not also trying to sneak the bag in right through the front door.
True. So you think some of us go in under disguise and either you alone or a separate group sneaks in.
That's the thing, is the only holdup I have on that is whether or not there's some magic, because they say they fit a lot of people into places that shouldn't fit them. There may not be multiple entrances into one of these parties.
True.
Mm.
Do we have a way to turn someone invisible or anything like that?
No, I can't turn
Bag, at
someone
least.
invisible, but I could hide the bag of holding. If I above board, if I'm reading Nistel's magic aura the right way, it lasts for an entire day, so I could actually do it, and then take a rest and get that thought back. But I can make a magical object appear not magical. So it would look like you're just carrying a bag. Can you make that part of your identity? Really love this bag.
Big fan of the bag. All right.
Love a
well,
bag.
Oh, has anyone picked out what flower they want at least, or anything like that?
Does it matter depending on what we're attempting to do here? I guess not.
I would assume no. More just what you like about the flower, probably more so than anything. I was thinking of picking Flump's Folly because I like the word flump.
It is a flump. It's a good word.
Hmm.
I suppose the point is right to whatever, have a selling point, seem curious and excited, so keep that in mind as you choose your flower, perhaps. They're trying to attract those who are powerful, etc.
But we need to be interesting enough that they don't question that we belong there, but not so interesting that we draw too much attention to ourselves, which is a hard line to toe.
Yes. Question. We did just say that we would not. Well, I didn't. But that we would not massacre a masquerade.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not suggesting that we should go around killing people all the time, but what if chaos is there and there's a confrontation? Are we prepared to maybe not quite massacre a masquerade, but, get into a bit of a fight at a masquerade party?
If they're there, then the next step is to confirm whether or not they are leaving by normal means. If there's only one entrance and exit into the place, we know they're leaving from a certain direction. We can just be where they're going. I'd rather have an encounter with them outside of a populated masquerade than in a populated masquerade. Does that make sense?
Hmm.
How do you think they're fitting more people in than it seems like they should fit? My first thought was some sort of reality shift.
Some kind of a hut spell, right? People
Something
can do
like
that.
right? A magnificent mansion kind of thing, something.
I don't really know how those spells work. Do you, as the person who is casting it, do you determine specific parameters with it or how magic works inside of it, or?
Well, you design it, but I think in the case of what I'm thinking, you don't. I think you're fine to cast. I don't know that you can stop that. Above board, I'd have to look.
What are you looking for in particular?
I guess I just pulled it up to see if there's any limitation. Like if they were using like a magnificent mansion spell, like once we're inside, is there any limitation on what we can and can't do? Like, can we not cast magic or whatever? It doesn't say. Doesn't say that.
No.
I
You
don't
can.
remember
yeah.
there being
No.
anything like that.
I don't think there is.
No.
Well, if that's what they're doing, also there's only one way in and out.
Right.
You see, as he kind of comes back into the room, he wipes his nose. What can...
Buddy.
If I can help you with your disguises in any means, or perhaps your personas, Feel free to ask for my aid.
You,
I mean, I'll need to know all of you anyway.
Do you have any suggestions for us?
Of course.
What would accompany you well?
Well, if they're seeking people with positions of power, it's all about having influence. But, of course, influence, you need two major factors when you're disguising yourself. Believability, which sometimes people will extend disbelief if they believe that you have more to offer. For example, someone that is the guild owner of a guild of diamonds, you might look over a couple of small insights there because you might be too eager to become their friend. The other thing is to believe in how you would be here. If you start saying that you're a nobleman from the harvest lands all the way in the south, well, how did you get here? How long have you been here? Why have they not heard of you? You know, that sort of thing. So, believable in terms of distance and also in terms of me meeting you and what you can bring to the party. If you'd prefer, we could go one by one. Or not at all. You don't even need a persona to go in here if you prefer. But, I mean, there's always the brute force way. I just tell you where it is.
In parties of this, you've gone to one of these.
I haven't gone to a
past,
ceremony,
right?
no.
Not
No,
one of them?
I chickened out last minute.
Hmm.
Just, there's something uncouth about them.
Just trying to find out if there's more than one entrance in.
Oh, no. The way the entrance works is very peculiar. You go to a small location and then it's almost like you're transported there. You disappear.
Interesting.
It's usually guarded by a singular person. That is what creeped me out last time. One singular guard in a red robe and hides their face. Creepy individual.
Could you see anything about them? Just a full red robe, no.
No, they just kept their face masked and hidden. All these red robes.
Did you see their forearms or anything like that?
Humanoid as much as I know it. There's hidden tail arm. My hand to the gods, I did not see it.
Do you have the invitation handy?
It's not a physical necessary invitation.
Okay,
like
so it's
that.
not a physical thing.
Not particularly. I mean, sort of. It's magical in itself. It's like you use it, you crush it, and then you see a kind of an image of the location. They give you these kind of small chalk balls. A little bit of water in the hand, crush them together, and then it will project where to go.
But no marking on the chalk ball itself or anything.
Fades to dust, turns into magic. It's rather impressive. If you were to crush and look at where, you'd miss the location.
Right.
That's why I was going to get you to steal some of those balls from those nasty folks.
All right. Well, I think we're stuck on the false identity part, right? That's going to inform the rest of our choices, wouldn't it? Flower, the outfit.
I mean, the flower
et
outfit
cetera.
you can do elsewise if you wish, but yes, sure. Sure. Has anyone got any ideas at all what you would like to pretend to be? Not everyone there is going to be a great lord or lady. Just someone with influence. Perhaps a military man or...
I do not know much about this kind of society. What is easiest to pretend to be?
Potentially someone who has the ear of a very important person might be easier than the very important person themselves.
Yes. A consort, an advisor. You know, these sort of things you can blend in. Very good idea. And potentially, if you wish as well, you can always be a partner of someone else here. Or with them. Perhaps their child. You know, and you never know. Generational, they'll probably enjoy that. The big thing
But
is to make
who
sure
can
that
we
they think
tap and not have it bite us?
guilds, not a bad suggestion. Military personas, mercenary captains, paladins.
Hmm.
Can I ask a question?
Of course.
It seems like there's sort of a strange duality to this situation where you have to pitch yourself with enough importance to get in, but also there's a certain amount of anonymity or secrecy around the event itself.
Yes.
So regardless of what we say, most likely it won't leave the party.
Exactly. This is mostly to blend in when you're inside. You'll be talking to others, and you're meant to keep yourselves fairly unknown to one another, but, I mean,
Sure.
good luck with that. It's just so you
Sorry,
blend in,
Kurt.
that's all. Getting through the gate
I
is the
could-
easy part.
I could potentially use, I don't know, an associate of my friend, Lord Latrelay, who travels quite a bit all over. Does a lot of investing and sort of some buying, some selling, some sort of, he's sort of everywhere and nowhere.
They won't
As
ask your
no
name at the door, by the way.
is-
This is
Right.
entirely so you can speak to other guests. If you want to avoid the
Yeah.
other guests, you can. Well, for the most part. I mean, you could also just make up people. Entirely.
V, what's the first name that pops into your head that's not yours?
Oh boy.
You.
Murder. It's on the mind.
That
Sorry.
is a scary name.
Not a name? Okay.
But it's quite mysterious, isn't it? My name is Murder.
You just need to add a little zest to it, you know? Murder. You know? They change up a little bit.
accent.
Well, I think I got one.
Oh, what's yours?
I am Phineas Flumferton of Flumph Trading and Exporting Co., an expeditionary exploration company that wanders into the lands without light to harvest relics and magical items. I have dozens of extremely wealthy investors and collectors desperately vying for the findings of my company.
Oh.
What a coincidence, I'm a collector. Maybe that's how we know each other. Thought I'd
And
accompany
there you
you.
have it.
There we go. I love collecting things. I love things.
True down?
It doesn't even matter what it is. I just like things.
How about for the rest of you?
Bucket and mop. Again.
I don't.
I will not go in there if you two are doing bucket and mop again.
Tack is like sitting there trying not to laugh. I don't know that. Okay. Good.
You're playing with words.
Yeah.
Yes.
With words.
I'm learning very fast. To that point, though, V, if it would make you more comfortable to go in with a combined story with someone else, we could do something. The two of us have spent a lot of time with high society, so.
That would be very nice. Yes.
But what should we be? The daughters or the children of someone, maybe.
Not a bad idea.
young. We're being rebellious. We're maybe not even supposed to be there.
Absolutely.
He's eating it up.
Loves it. He's dying right now.
Oh, he's leaning in.
Hmm. Yes, that'll work.
Good. Just remember, not everyone knows everyone. You can make up names. But if you can make it sound like someone they should know. How about you two? It looks to Desmond and Morgan. Any thoughts?
Honestly, I have no idea what to be. And the last time I went to a function like this, or even the first time, which is the same time, lots of people died.
Well, I must say, don't go as a knight of the Dreadvault. Imagine that would
Not
spook
sure
them.
What else I could possibly be?
But keep it in the same realms, maybe. A knight of someone else. Perhaps a knight from Verland who is pledged to the House of Order. It's always good to have muscle.
Ordo?
I mean, dealer's choice.
Get slammed.
It is fine, I suppose.
Looks towards Desmond. And you, have you got any idea? Yours has to be extravagant. People will be asking questions about you.
There's many personalities I could pick from my list. Let me think. I could go with the classic, the one I picked most, Marcus McCoyle.
Ooh.
He's a collector and trader of rare and exotic creatures.
Oh.
Sometimes under the table even.
There's a lot of synergy
Higher ups
here.
love to talk
Feels
about
like
that.
Fantastic.
Yes. Okay. I like it. Well, whilst you think of some names and whatnot for that, do you want to maybe potentially talk about outfits and flowers? Doesn't have to be a long
Alright.
conversation. But you just need to buy the mask at least.
Mm.
Well, I feel
Hold
like
on.
Master Carla's sorted, right?
Very easy choice.
Very easy choice indeed. I had a thought for one that was actually not on the list, but I might be second guessing that if I don't want to draw
You can
too much
go,
attention.
go for whatever flowers you like. We can always head down to the shop itself as well, if you prefer that.
That might be helpful.
All right.
Yeah, but we do that.
Okay.
Maybe it'll help get some of their.
Get those creative juices flowing. All right, let's go. Yeah, he would walk straight to the door, kind of open it up. You can see he kind of changes his mask now to look more like it's kind of almost like a bandage on the bottom of his cheek, and kind of like healing over that portion there. And he walks outside his door. Lets all of you kind of follow. Begins heading down the street and heads straight towards, not too far away from where he lives. Literally a couple of streets down is the building of Alex Cavida, which is a kind of a shop with great stained glass windows, with all different kind of masquerade ball styled kind of painted glass frames, and would head into there. You can see as they kind of go in, mannequins all over the room, with various kind of just outfits, dresses on them, masks of all sorts. You've got kind of different themed ones. You've got animal masks. You've got kind of just general, more like Venetian styled masks. But masquerade ball style masks all across the walls. It's a great kind of rounded shop. Pretty large inside. And you can see clearly high-priced kind of shop as well. But a tabaxi stands with kind of jewelry and kind of plaited hair all across their body, wearing kind of this finery, almost like tunic on their front. They are wandering around kind of adjusting some of the outfits. A couple of people were buying some in the corner as they fit them out. And you can hear kind of the tabaxi go, "This is good. This fits you well. Go ahead, try on something else in the back." And they kind of wander into the back room where they've got kind of a mirrored room, like a circular mirrored room, which you kind of go in and it glares around you. Goes back to kind of adjusting some of the different dresses on the stands. And then you can see as she kind of wanders back behind the desk, lifts up a new mask, and then just kind of weaves magic into molding it into a entirely different shape. And you can see she kind of creates this almost like wooden mask, and you can see it's kind of for a masquerade ball for like wooden, almost tree themed. She gets this kind of willow tree hanging one, which kind of has these small willow branches hanging off of it. Ah, good. Darian Eckentry, is that you? Oh, guilty. Ah, comes over and then he kisses her hands. Stop it. This party you're going to, what is it again? Flower themed. Flowers. And looks across your group. And these are your guests you're bringing. A pleasure to meet you all. My name is Faraxis. I specialize in this sort of thing. Kind of looks across. You can see she's clearly just eyeing you up a bit, like shocked to see you kind of what you're wearing in general.
Why?
You are definitely not wearing noble inclined clothing. To her, this is kind of far poorer clientele in your appearance. She kind of looks around and goes, okay.
What?
I mean, you're not walking around in dresses and suits in the Mirror District. You guys are in linen.
Sweaty underplate tunic. How
Yeah,
dare you?
yeah.
How very dare you?
So, how can I be of service? Have anyone got any themes in mind? Yours, by the way, dear Darian, is in the back. And he goes, oh, and kind of rushes off to go and find it. Walks over and just starts like taking you by the arm, Desmond, and starts measuring you immediately and taking in kind of your width and measures around your collar and begins doing it to each of you one by one. Okay. Flowers themed. Does anyone want anything they want to do?
Yeah,
Tack.
can I get a,
Sorry.
mine's gonna be simple. Can I just get a flumps folly, please?
Can I just
Just
get a
one
flump?
flumps folly.
One folly is enough.
Let me just look at flumps for a second. Yes. So a pink theme there. Okay. What if we had it so, as it goes up, possu,
Sure.
your short... Oh. Very good.
I will trust your judgment on however it should look that would make me the most acceptable at one of these
One moment then.
places.
She slips to the back, and you can see her kind of molding and kind of pulling together this mask. Goes and gets a dress, and you can hear this kind of stitching going fast. Pulls together like extremely fast. Within like 2 minutes, she's already kind of got a dress and gown and this kind of almost suit with these almost like flowing legs. You can see she splits this dress at the bottom and turns them into kind of pant legs, so they almost flow. And she goes over towards you, kind of tightens them around the bottom. So it has these almost like genie-like pants that get tighter around the bottom, and they're kind of greenish, and it goes into like a pinkish color. And across your shoulder pads, you have these kind of pink stalks going across that looks like Flump's Folly. And then your mask itself drapes down with all of these pink stalks that kind of twist around and go upward. So it almost looks like you're a blooming flower that goes up and then plumes outward. These tiny little pink stalks all across you to look like a kind of a flump.
Wow. That was some quick work.
I mean,
astounding.
I've been doing this a long time. I used to serve he who makes the masks himself, so I have a knack for this. That is yours. And then places it over onto a mannequin nearby. Who's next?
Tack will turn to V and go, what, I don't know, what makes you feel comfortable? What do you think would be something that you'd be okay wearing?
Out of the flowers described, maybe something buggy.
Buggy. Okay. What do you have that's we would like to match, first of all? Not perfectly, but they should be companion pieces. What flowers do you have that invoke a sort of bug theme?
I mean, I do have some idea. What if I was to do this instead? To you, the small one.
Which one of us is smaller right now?
I think you, right? Isn't your character quite short in
V.
general? Yeah.
Are we ourselves right now, or are we disguised?
Good question. Are you disguised?
Oh.
Yeah, I was tiefling.
You were tiefling.
Oh, then I'm the
You're
smaller
sure.
one then. Yeah.
To you then? What if I were to do... If you are going as a duo, make you look like a bird. And the other, like a worm pile. This way you are kind of a combined package. This way I'd have flowing kind of a dress that looks to be groupings of worms coalescing together. Have your eyes hidden beneath it. The mask attuned to the dress itself, wrapped around, only your mouth may be coming across. And then the bird can come with. When you go and holding your hand, it looks almost like your wings taken in by the crushing plant beside you.
Would the bird be a raven? Looks at Tack.
A raven is a great idea.
Let's do that then.
Goes off, starts forming and making it, and you can see the full like raven outfit is this black and kind of raven, like almost like suit, and kind of the plumes of the wings come down your arms, and like when you raise your arm, you'd have like these kind of wings coming off the bottom.
Cool.
With a mask that kind of extends to have like a beak and like a raven, like a masquerade
Perfect.
mask.
Yes. So sick.
Brings it across to you. The worm one is almost
Pile
elegantly.
worms.
Yeah, it's it's a good example. Would actually be I think you'll like this, Brie. The guy with a worm face in Elden Ring. It's almost got kind of elements of that, where it's brought together in kind of a series of these like overlapping kind of bits of silk that have been woven and kind of turn into it, and you can see it kind of connects on the neck. So yours is less of a masquerade mask. It kind of gets into a harder material at the top, but it's designed to almost look like it's one full outfit, where like wraps on wraps on wraps, and kind of flows yours down into kind of a softer dress at the bottom.
Cool.
Where the kind of the base is almost like the stem, kind of greenish tinge at the bottom, and then
Sick.
yeah, pass it across to both of you. Who's next? Go on now, don't
I
be
still
shy.
look like I haven't dropped it, so I still just look like a female astral elf.
Mm-hmm.
I had an idea in mind. Do you know the blue poppy?
Mm.
It symbolizes possibility and potential.
Mm-hmm.
So I was thinking something along those lines, but I'm wondering, generally when I go to masquerade parties, and she kind of holds out her hand, and Sestina bloops down to her hand. She's just been like coiled around her arm. Usually Sestina is part of my my outfit. Is there a way that you can leave a little spot for her somehow?
Yes.
Perfect.
I'm a blue poppy. Does she remain always looking the same?
Sistina? She can sort of squeeze her, show her, dear. And Sistina just starts like blobbing to like all sorts of different shapes. Like she looks like a little tulip, and now she looks like a small dog, and then she looks like a cube, and then she looks like a ribbon, and she just sort of keeps like doing just rando shapes.
How about color?
She's pretty limited to color, dear.
Okay. This is tricky with the flower you picked, but we can probably work something in. I've got an idea.
If you have a flower that might work better, I can do that as well.
One moment. She goes and gets this kind of long flowing green dress, designs that to look more like it's kind of flowery as it goes down, almost like the stem of the actual kind of blue petal itself. This green kind of flowing dress that almost meshes down the arms and kind of leans through a kind of a long V'd open kind of chest, brings that over to you, and then goes through the mask. And you can see she designs a mask that looks like the petals, blue petals come around a blue poppy, and kind of wraps around so you'd have these kind of petal shape coming out of you, but it's missing this kind of center. Where you'd see the kind of the pollen, and she brings it across. Put this on, and then your little friend go in your face. And then
Sistina just goes.
She gets another mask, which seems to be like all of the little kind of bits of pollen pulling off of it, the yellow bits, and places it against it. So you got the blackened part of it almost looks like a shadow at the back of all of that coming off, and then kind of wraps so that Sistina is wrapped around your eyes. So you've almost got this kind of petal shape. And then the yellow coming off of the black at the bottom. As long as she stays still, that should work.
Perfect. Thank you, dear.
Finally, 2 more. Looks to Morgan and Desmond.
What do these flowers mean, even?
Dealer's choice?
Oh,
I don't know what.
The list.
Oh, if
I
you
don't know what the flowers are.
click in
We
our
have a list in our Discord.
If you mean in terms of what the purpose of them are, it's the theme of the masquerade.
But like, we have to pick one where. Oh.
Yeah,
Oh,
you
yeah,
do. It's
so
just for your
there's-
masquerade
yes.
mask.
Tied to it.
Yeah. They, you can pick
Okay.
whatever flower you like. They just also asked for a list of like in-world flowers, so I just came up with a list for you guys. If you wanted something a bit more weird. She'll look to you first, then Morgaine. Dealer's choice. What is it you do?
I'm a knight.
Okay.
Okay.
So,
Of order.
a knight of order.
Yes.
Roll a deception check for me.
I want
I
to
believe in
get
you.
somewhere.
19.
Okay, she goes, Well, I could try something a little bit interesting here. She would step towards you, goes over to the side, and there's like this almost suit-like kind of like it's almost like somewhere between a suit and a dress. It's kind of got like flowing arms and whatnot, but it's designed to kind of wrap around you and fit around your legs. She finds this silvery kind of dress, and then you see it puts these like droplets of yellow into it, and it almost soaks in like water staining into it. Hands this kind of suit over towards you, so it wraps around you, and almost like kind of buttons it around the back, and you can kind of see it kind of drapes over. She goes, for the mask. And then goes and gets this like almost wheel-like of petals, and designs that into the mask, so your entire face is covered, but except for your eyes, which would go there. And you can see all these kind of different colored petals that go around. And right in the center is a kind of this almost pistil with smaller petals. And she kind of creates this spinning cushion version of it. Comes over towards you, puts this mask on your face, and spins the petals, and your kind of entire mask spins with it, and creates this almost like fan effect. And it almost creates this like the middle of your nose almost kind of spins out and kind of comes back and forth, almost like an illusion in the center. But you have this almost kind of spinning mask. How's this?
Is it a magical item or is it just regular?
They're all slightly magical. Not any necessarily magical properties, but they're definitely kind of almost transmuted to have these kind of magical effects. So this one contains
So
keeps
I would
spinning.
see transmutation.
Yeah.
Morgan would turn to the pie. How is it?
It's quite good.
It's quite good.
I could do better than quite good if you want.
I didn't mean it's only quite good.
And finally, for you, looks towards Desmond.
Well, I was thinking of theming around the Dragon's Roar.
Ah, good. She would, she would look to her. Do you have a color in mind?
I'll go with red.
She goes and finds kind of this big red suit that's almost like this kind of deeper red, and transmutes it to look like there's almost fire rippling down it, like it's kind of through these like almost like vines going through the arms and legs. Kind of one of those, almost like those skeleton outfits you can get, where like you get the skeleton kind of outline on black outfit, but that's designed to almost look like roots going through the center of your suit and like burning. So it's almost like these fire roots that kind of coalesce down your legs and spread out to your arms. And then at your sleeves, you can see where the kind of almost flower petals come off of it, fiery red ones. And then designs your mask to look like that of a draconic, like a red dragon. But you can see almost kind of these flower kind of tips. She puts her own flowers and kind of paints them onto it as well. They kind of wrap around as well to make it almost look like it's a dragon's mask made out of pure flowers. And kind of lets it wrap around to the bottom of your face. She looks at where your the red is on your actual kind of plating and creates that to look like it's almost the nostrils of the dragon kind of like flaring up with flames. Passes that across to you. And it has all been paid for by Darian already.
Nods head.
Good. If you are happy with your outfits, then feel free to come back anytime.
Feel free to get out of my shop.
You see the person come on back. I'm not sure about this. Okay. And slips back to help the customer. If you're happy with your outfits, you have your outfits, your identities. What would you like to do?
What do we still have to do? I think we're just kind of in a state of being like, we have time to
Waiting
kill.
for the party, yeah.
Yeah.
For the party.
The only thing that you really should come up with at the moment would be, if you wish to, how you plan on bringing in any armor, any weapons, that sort of thing.
All right, so we should figure out now how much stuff we can fit in the bag. Let's see how big that bag. The bag doesn't get any bigger the more stuff's in it, right? Ever. It never
It remains.
So I can hide the bag. If Carlisle can hide it, in a way that's not super obvious or at least inconspicuous enough that people may not try to check it.
I can cast magic aura on it, and it lasts for 24 hours. So
does that work on people with true sight or like magical?
So it says you change the way the target appears to spells and magical effects, such as detect magic that detect magical auras. You can make a non-magical object appear magical, a magical object appear non-magical, or change the object's magical aura so that it appears to belong to a specific school of magic that you choose. When you use this effect on an object, you can make the false magic apparent to any creature. When you use this effect on an object, you can make the false magic apparent to any creature that handles the item. I guess you can not.
So essentially, you can make something appear non-magical.
Right.
It would still.
Divination spells would reveal. You can place an illusion on a creature and object you touch. So the divination spells reveal false information about it. Target can be a willing creature or an object that isn't
Yes.
that isn't being carried or worn by another
and
creature.
also the problem with it is it doesn't hide away the stuff inside. So
Yeah,
that's
it
only really there for if someone is doing detect magic.
I mean, it's better than nothing, right? Like we might as well do it because it's better than nothing.
Yeah.
But I think either way, I'd like to try to sneak this stuff in. I don't want to go in weapons.
Yeah.
Okay. I also just linked you a picture that might help frame how big a bag of holding is. The guy in that picture is next to like
That's a great photo.
a man for reference, right? So it's kind of like that. So it's gives you a frame reference for how much you can really fit in there.
Okay.
Which is a fair bit. It's a fair bit.
We're probably okay, right? What's even in there right now?
My sword. That's it.
And my armor and my sword.
Yeah, the weapons is like if something happens at the parties, weapons are going to come up. I have no idea how Sam's going to get more gains armor on.
Oh, no, that shit takes 10 minutes to pawn, dude. Yeah.
Yes.
So like either we need to think of some other solution to that, or you just need to be okay with not having armor for this. Maybe we have mage armor. Is that like an option we can put on him?
I mean, if someone has mage armor, that's fine, yeah.
Better than nothing. Because it takes 10 minutes to put on heavy armor?
Yeah.
Or
The dawn
longer?
armor is 10 minutes, yeah. And I think leather is 1.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think Bree would be able to put hers on either, would she?
True. Well, could I just wear mine under and disguise myself with the mirror thing?
With
That's what I was planning to do.
with the mirror thing?
Oh, I guess we're not going to be in the mirror district for this.
Mm.
Well, an
But
alter self would
my
only change
costume-
your self, not your like.
Right.
Isn't-
My costume
yeah.
totally hides like everything that it sounds like. Pile of worms. But
I mean, I do have mage armor, but obviously that's only 13 plus your dex, so just be aware.
I was saying
for
we
those
have
of
to
you who want
unequip
it.
armor for this masquerade. Is that the vibe? We can't wear it on underneath.
It
That's
depends
sort
on
of
the
like
armor.
he made it sound
Okay.
like.
So happy I'm made of armor.
And see who's like good with the armor that they have right now, so
Yeah.
we at least know what we need to pack.
Yes.
Yeah.
Plate armor is
Like
going to be
light
very
armor,
obvious.
or is light armor okay?
Yeah.
Medium and heavy armor will be very obvious. I would say you'd be able to sneak in light armor underneath the right outfit, yeah. And medium, I would
I mean,
say
we can fit everything in the bag. It's just whether or
You
not
could-
you're gonna be
okay.
able to
medium, I would say
put it
you'd get
on.
away with a chain shirt. As akin to Roose Bolton, you know, like you can sneak it underneath a thing.
Underneath.
Can
Yeah.
if that's all we need, we can also just find a shop, right, and just buy a couple of chain shirts, which may be better than a mage armor situation.
Yeah. Oh, Joe, it also slipped my mind since I forgot that we weren't going to be in the mirror district for the party. Carlisle would likely the next day, we don't have to do a whole thing for it, loop back around back to the place and make sure that his outfit was resized for him. He'd show up as himself to make sure that he's, you know,
It
not
tapers
going to
in.
be showing up as
What I
something
would
5
say,
sizes too small.
because Alec Excavator is a kind of renowned tailor, that the outfits all feel a little bit almost like they stretch and kind of fit around you, because they plan around the idea that some of these nobles are going to buy it in a fake look, and they might look a little different to how they go when they go to parties.
Right.
You can almost see there's almost a
Sick.
material that they use with that in mind.
Okay.
To obviously not to the fullest extent. If you're a Goliath pretending to be a halfling, it's probably not going to stretch to be as much. But for your size that you're going for, yeah, it would probably fit already. But yeah, I would say you can hide up to a chain shirt before it would become obvious.
Okay, so who's wearing what? Obviously, I'm fine.
Yeah, I'm fine.
I can't wear my plate, so what was the armor I had before plate? I can't remember.
You
Scale?
probably were using
I can't wear that
barbarian
either.
armor. As in,
Probably wouldn't have.
what's your con and your
before
dex?
that, yeah. My con is 16 plus 3. My dex is 13 plus 1.
Okay, so you're 14 AC base if you don't wear
Yeah.
anything. Okay.
Okay, I'll just go in with that.
You can, but chain shirts would give you +1 more. Oh, no, you have, how much dex do you have? +1. It'd be the same
Yeah.
as with a chain shirt.
Yeah.
So that's 1 armor in the bag. Morgane's definitely gonna have the armor in the bag.
Dude, I have 9 AC without.
Literally, you need
Ooh.
something on.
Wait, what's your?
Holy
So if
shit.
but if I mage armor you, what are you at? 12 because you have -1 dex.
That's rough.
12 is
Can-
still better than nothing.
Mine's
Can
like
the
basically getting free
fashionista
hits.
person make our armor look like part of our outfits?
We could ask.
request it for pay.
I mean, it's worth a query to see what they
Yeah.
can do.
Would it be
Especially for
possible
the
to
frontliners.
disguise armor, integrate it into this outfit,
What
In
army
a
are we
way
talking
that's-
about?
plate, or is Morgane also wearing plate? What is
Carlisle would
Morgane
just
wearing?
like pull out part of the armor, like Morgane's from the
Yeah.
back. Like this here.
Hmm. A full plate set, probably. Not without it being obvious. Half plate, yes. If I was to remove portions of this plate armor, I could probably make it into some sort of thing. I mean, it would still raise some suspicion.
So it's a risk still.
What's the best you could do that would not raise suspicion?
I mean, we could go very pluming on your outfit and have it out underneath. I could get away with a lot if I did that. It would just be a very extravagant dress. Very big, pluming outward. I could hide your plate underneath that.
How goofy do you want to look? That's the trade-off.
Essentially, if you want to look like we're talking kind of Queen Victoria levels of just huge,
Nice.
because they'd have to make it like pluming, kind of massive, big Victorian dress, you know.
I mean, it might be worth it.
Sure.
Okay. Let me see what I've got. And goes into the back and kind of creates this massive. It is like a Victorian dress, but it kind of comes around the bottom, very big. But instead of corset-like, they've decided to kind of go. It makes you look a lot bigger. Kind of make it so it kind of rolls down and kind of plumes
Morgane
around.
will look at Carlisle and be like, "It's not like I have to see it."
Yeah, you've got this like very Tudor-like neck where they've the way she's designed it now is to make it look like petals are coming across the neck, and that you're this broad flower. And they kind of plume outward, and it's just hiding all of your plate underneath. It is uncomfortable. It's going to be hot, and definitely uncomfortable. But it would hide the entirety of the armor. I would say though, whilst you're wearing this outfit, until you cut out of it, you're going to have
Get 'em.
half movement speed, because you are wandering around with
Like a dainty
Yeah.
lady.
Like actually waddling around.
yeah, essentially, yeah. And you will draw a lot more attention at the party. But
Really?
I thought you weren't going to massacre anyone anyway.
does anyone else need this treatment, or?
I'll just go armorless.
Is
14.
there a way to make this armor
Let's
kind
see.
of like, because Carlisle's noticing how like awful it's going to be to move it, kind of like tear away this dress here, something that can be. Is there a way to make it kind of come off quick if it needs to?
Yes, I could do that.
For no particular reason.
From someone else or from her? Like, would you like to
If
remove it
they
yourself?
need
Or...
to take it off themselves quickly.
You know,
I'm
sometimes.
sure this was a
also
common
wearing
request.
Armor underneath.
Right, like if you need the toilet quite quickly.
Okay. I think the plate is the problem there. I could make it come off very quickly, but you wouldn't be able to get it back on.
This person's so mad about this outfit.
I think that would be fine, right, Morgane?
Okay. I'm going to make it out of a flammable material where you can essentially light it. It will burn up. It might burn you a tiny bit, but it will burn away from you.
That's easy enough. We'll just set you on fire when you...
It slips away.
Yes.
Makes that. Above board, when you're doing it, you're essentially going to be making a constitution saving throw, or on a failure, just taking 1d4 fire damage. Just a little, see if you get burnt at all.
Cool.
But you can kind of, I'll say as an action, you can kind of remove the armor, remove the dress quickly.
It burns up in 6 seconds.
Yeah, it's
real
kinda burns it across.
flammable. Damn.
Torches and candles the entire
It's like a
night.
sofa.
But yeah, that would re-enhance the fact that you have to walk around slowly because the material is going to be pretty thin. But it's kind of wrapped around.
Maybe they're
it's on
using
like a frame.
enchanted lanterns and not candles to light this party.
But yeah, you'd be able to hide behind that. So you got your dress designed. And then for the rest of them, you put them in the bag.
Yes.
Okay. Then I would ask you, is there any other prep you'd like to do? Or anything you'd like to do? You've got a free day. It's now probably like middle of the afternoon on the day before.
Not really, at least my end, like RP wise. Mechanically, I wanted to talk about someone that doesn't use a lot of reactions should take that lucky coin. Because that's a pretty good magic item. And if someone doesn't have reaction usage, that could be very helpful to have set up.
What specifically
It's not
does
a
it do?
coin.
Wait, where is it to read?
It's in the
Oh,
hill.
right there. I see it, yeah.
Yeah.
So just to remind you, everyone, 4 charges, you roll a d2 for its effects. Heads on a 1, tails on a 2. Call it. You can expend 1 charge to do the following. When a creature rolls an attack roll, saving throw, or ability check within 60 feet of you, you can use your reaction to flip the coin. Call the side. Calling heads provides advantage, and calling tails provides disadvantage. If you call it correctly, the effect is applied. Or all or nothing, you can spend 3 of those 4 charges to do the following. When a creature rolls an attack roll within 60 feet of you, you can cause your reaction to flip the coin. Call the side. If you call correctly, it's a crypt.
Oh,
I'm usually a little farther away than that, so...
I took the
Also, I
piccolo,
used shield.
which gives a reaction. If somebody else can make use of the coin, since I already took the piccolo.
I use a reaction every single turn, and I'm usually out of them. I have no
Right.
space for another reaction item.
I don't use reactions. Morgan, do you use reactions?
Sometimes.
Like it
I don't
feels
think
good
I
for...
ever do.
I think
attack
it
of off
feels
is a
kind of...
reaction.
Oh, okay.
But it feels kind of better for one of you because more things are around you. So you can impose disadvantage on someone or advantage on someone, right? Like it's not...
Desmond, too, do you use reactions often?
I use none. I don't even attack of all.
Oh. Oh.
There we
Maybe
go.
you should have it then.
Yeah.
Lucky coin.
You can use it on yourself as
flipping
well.
Flips.
Like a badass in the middle of battle.
Yeah, right?
Lucky coin is very Desmond coded.
It feels so Desmond.
True.
It does
I
make sense.
shoot the coin with my gun to flip it.
Yeah, there you go.
Whoa.
And you
Oh,
don't know
yeah.
the dark backstory to how he got this coin.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
it
it
has
was-
such a...
It was the only one who
Just
wasn't there.
like, this is a nice coin. Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
That's so
We're all
true.
just like...
Okay.
I guess I don't think so. I mean, I will not be able to see anything with this, but as we're wandering around, do we notice anyone seems to like be paying attention to us or following us or whatever? Like, are there ramifications from...
Any halflings trailing us?
Go and roll give me an insight check.
I will not
I'd love to
get
do
this,
that.
just FYI, but
Oh,
I will
give me a
roll it
perception check
anyway.
first, just to see. In
Okay.
the kind of area you're in.
23?
And then you got 21
I
as
mean, I'm
well.
also looking around as well, so I'll do the perception.
Okay.
25.
With your 25 and your 23, the 16 would kind of it's not picking up on anyone in particular. You would see the Mirror District doesn't have, in the particular portions you're in as well, hasn't had a single kind of looking dodgy person. You can see the guards here almost keep the riffraff out, and it's very rare to see anyone from the painted alleys in here. They mostly kind of merge into the stem. So you haven't seen anyone that's curious. You haven't seen anyone that's kind of kept up a fuss. No one following you. If there's anyone looking for you in the Mirror District, they haven't coined onto your outfits at the moment.
Okay. Well, that's good. Yeah, I mean, I think that's the only thing I was really worried about.
Okay.
I'm sure it will still come back to haunt us, but for now,
It's
great.
fine.
Yeah.
Add it to the pile, you know.
Future
it's-
6 problem.
Mhm.
Is there anything you want to do for the next day in a bit?
Not
I
really.
don't think so.
Brainstorm names with
Speed read my
Tack
book.
about our so it's
Rehearse
characters.
names
Also,
and
are we-
backstories.
Yeah, are we disguising our physical appearances? This is going to be outside of the Mirror District, so we can't use that, right? We can't utilize
Right.
that. So we're just coming up with names and backstories. We're going to look like ourselves.
But with a mask on.
Yes,
Yeah.
with a mask on. True.
Does anybody have a disguise kit or anything?
You, I'll
do.
I'll tell you this. You going and getting dressed as masquerades is what a disguise kit would have done in
Yeah. I just mean that, like, we could, if anyone's worried, I was just thinking about how, like, when Morgaine was blue, like, the parts of you that show, you could, paint a different color, make your forearms red or some shit if you were worried.
I have
shit
the
like
kit if you want an RP reason to be able to put on makeup and stuff. Or
Wearing a second mask under this mask.
yes,
Right? It's a mask after a mask
pair of
after a
sunglasses.
mask.
Maskception.
I was chuckling to myself, remembering Morgaine starting to take off the helmet, finding out the guy hates blue, and then slowly putting it
Yeah.
back on.
So good.
I need that as like an animation, just like, it'd be so perfect.
So
I think then no, I guess, right? We're okay.
okay.
Good
Yeah.
to go.
Then the next day, it starts to get closer to the evening hour, and you see Darren kind of comes and meets up with you and says, "Okay, everyone get into your dresses. We should be leaving soon. I'd say by the time the sun goes down, we should be over there."
I require assistance.
Well,
Oh.
I can't provide, I'm afraid. I'll be spending too much time working on myself. And they
Morgaine
go
just like has
close
this
their door.
giant clanging, like frilly fucking monstrosity.
All right, when this strap goes here, and this buttons, and the starts trying to do up.
I can't breathe.
Just a little bit. Just if you stand maybe a little bit tall, just sort of really, really straight, and just
Why would anyone wear this?
it's because it looks nice.
Well,
Generally,
they wear it
often.
because they're hiding armor underneath,
Right.
more specifically in your case.
Yeah, it would be very hot underneath there because you've got full plate on, the padding for plate, and this full on dress with the kind of plumes and the mask around as well. Now would be the time to collect any of your weapons, put them away. So Valencia can look across all of you. I'm going to be waiting nearby the mausoleum and the general graveyard, watching for anyone coming in and out. And if you don't exit and I seek your stars, I'll attempt to apprehend them myself.
All right. Okay, I guess put shit in bag.
Put shit in bag.
Put it all in the bag.
I'll also observe how much of V's face is showing past the mask, and
I imagine her eyes are showing, but right, so she can see.
right. I was gonna say that I'd probably try to mimic some of your features so that so that we can play off
Red
that we're
eyes,
sisters. Yeah.
pale lashes.
Mm-hmm.
Once you're all changed and dressed, Darian kind of comes down. You can see he's wearing this, like, his mask almost drapes around the scarf and looks like it's choking around their neck, and it kind of comes down to the bottom of the body. But other than that, he wears a normal suit. It looks like his design for it is he's gone for a plant that is killing and strangling someone, a noble. And he kind of walks down and looks at all of you. Oh, you all look amazing. Beautiful. Remember your positions. Remember who you say you are. It should all go fine.
Morgaine fidgets uncomfortably.
I prestidigitate a little gust of air at her to try to cool her down. Just like, does that do anything at all? I don't really know what to do for
The
you.
mask spin a little bit more.
I'm a little worried about him.
Worried about?
Oh, Morgaine and heat stroke. More specific.
Right.
I'm fine.
Oh, wait.
I wear plate every day, you know.
I can wait. Prestidigitation. You control something for like, an hour.
Oh, perfect.
Well, there's like a cubic foot of Morgaine's outfit. I will chill for an hour.
Okay. Yeah. Darren will kind of step towards the door, open up, and turn around and go, okay, follow me. We have to look as subtle as possible, if such a thing is even remotely possible with this gabble, but let's go. He kind of steps outside and wanders into the street. You can see the sun's already come down at this point, having taken a little bit longer than he said, and begins walking through the kind of back alleys and quotations of what the Mirror District equivalent is, and wandering through until the graveyard comes into sight. It seems to be a less visited one. They seem to have kind of shut it off for the night as well, and there's a guard nearby, a normal kind of town guard, who kind of nods and looks at all of you and allows you to walk in. Doesn't like raise any suspicion. Clearly in on it.
Good job, guard.
No, the opposite, as in
No, I know.
genuinely in on it. And you can see there's a few guests ahead of you who are walking towards this crypt. And there's a mausoleum area with this one singular crypt. Not a very big one to fit enough for one coffin inside. It has a black gate in front of it and typical kind of stonework around the outside. A few guests are up ahead, and outside of the gate, wearing a red robe, but with kind of a shawl over the top, kind of greyish, that almost covers a portion of it. A hood over that kind of goes as well, holding a shovel to almost look like they're a part of the graveyard itself, and kind of a circular set of keys on their belt. Waiting by the gate, you can see them talk to the people ahead of you. They're probably a good like 80 feet ahead now. You can watch as they kind of get past, and he opens up the gate and they step inside, and then he closes the gate again and locks. And waits, watching kind of like around the area, sees your group start to approach. You see Darian kind of whisper under his breath, okay, it's showtime. That's the entrance. And begins wandering up. The guard outside the gated crypt stands there, and it looks to be unused, the inside of the crypt. And inside of it, instead of being a coffin on the small interior, it's only about like 6 by 6 feet inside, maybe 7 by 7 feet, sorry. Instead of there being a coffin in there of any kind, instead, there's a strange statue against the wall with a bunch of closed eyes faces and arms reaching out, humanoid arms reaching, kind of all not patterned of any kind, just hands kind of dangling out of it in all different kind of separate directions. The guard looks up to all of you, keeps his kind of face a little bit shadowed. You can see it's a clouded night as well. It's much darker outside when the sun goes down. Which one of you's invited? How many of you invited? Darian leans his head up. Darian Eckentry? This is your first time. First I've gone to, I couldn't make the last one. And these are my accompaniment. And you see he gives you a long look over, which I'm going to roll a die for.
I believe in us.
Me
And
too.
we get kicked out already.
We got
We look so good.
right away.
Stopped by the bouncer, dude. Like, not even close.
Hey, you guys look like
Well,
shit.
what are you gonna do?
Yeah.
Are any of them bringing in anything? It turns. And this is where I ask, where is the bag of holding? Who's holding it? What are you doing with
So,
it?
Carlisle's pants are like wide baggy at the top, tight at the bottom, genie
Mhm.
pants. So there would have been space against his thigh underneath those pants to tie the bag of holding.
It's
against
strapped,
his-
yeah.
Okay, yeah.
That thing's gonna get sweat on it.
Honestly, you could have snuck it into like Morgane's get up.
Yeah, right.
She wouldn't
It's
know.
like-
Yeah, but
No, this
Morgane
is
is
better.
so unstealthy that like, if something did go
true.
wrong,
True.
No, I don't think so. We're all as we are. He eyes to see if he sees anything. Roll a stealth check for me, Carlisle.
Believe you got this.
31.
Mm-hmm.
You can see there's a moment where his eye just kind of glances over Morgane, a little bit confused by the outfit. And so much he doesn't look down at your legs, he looks at everyone's waists, doesn't see anything there. When you go inside, clasp one of the hands, and you'll be there. Leans over to the door, unlocks it, opens the gate, and allows you entry into the ceremonies.
Okay.
I'm nervous.
I don't
Yeehaw.
wanna clasp a hand.
Yeehaw.
Seems
Giddy up.
gross.
Who goes in first? Darren would probably step in, kind of knowing he's kind of the one accompanying. Grabs hold of the hand, and you'd see him. Just as he takes the hand, this almost just moment where, like, you blink and he's gone. No magical effect. For you, Morgane, you'd see a
Same as-
moment.
I think he's peeing.
Okay.
Sam went
Okay.
pee-pee.
Well, you could tell us what we're game.
I will say.
Morgane is lighting the costume on fire.
Yeah, yeah.
It's
I'll say
exciting.
once Morgane gets here, but there is just a moment where they disappear entirely.
I think Andrasa would look at. There's multiple hands, right? Like more than just two. And at first
Faces
she'd try
and
to.
hands.
Yeah, gross. So she'd have this moment where she would be like, I would like to touch the hand that no one else is choosing because people are gross. And then she would be like, that's a lost cause. Like when you go to a public restroom and you're trying to decide which one like no one else uses. And then she would just take the hand, the same one that Darian took, thinking like, just in case it matters, let's take that one.
Okay. Andrasa disappears. Is anyone
does the same.
okay?
Yeah, Tak would look at V.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'll follow Tack.
We'll do it. We touch a hand.
Yeah.
You both going together. Desmond and Morgane are left outside. Do you do the same?
Yeah.
I'll describe it for you, Desmond, because Sam's AFK. You would being the last one to come through, place your hand against it, and immediately you would hear music behind you of this kind of gentle music playing in the hall. And as you turn your head back around with the rest of the group there, where the black gate was now, it's open into these almost like pinkish, purplish, far more ornate gate doors. You still see the crypt walls there on the outside, and the statue itself now more delicate, the hands kind of outreaching, the kind of almost like their palms facing upwards. And you see this great room filled with windows all across the walls, where outside of them it just kind of shows the night sky, but it's almost like a fabricated one. There's great plants hanging down. There's these floating lanterns on the ceiling projecting out this kind of goldenish orange light. The great floor itself is a bluish purple, this long kind of spiraling design to look almost like flowers on a gemstone, kind of coalescing into the center where it all kind of shimmers out. The ground itself almost glowing at the center of it, almost like gemstone dust that's been kind of broken down to the dance floor. There's many guests walking around, talking, sharing drinks. There's pillars all around the outside near all of the windows. It's like this great ballroom floor, and almost kind of like almost marbled, this kind of shining marble. Staircases wrap around on the far end. In total, this room itself is probably a good maybe 150 feet long. Going along, and you can see these great kind of staircases that wrap around to go to this taller portion. Maybe about 15 feet up is the stage area, where enchanted violins, cello, piano all play themselves towards the crowd. And it's just the general guests mingling, drinking, as the ceremonies have their introduction. And people are getting to know one another or kind of reintroducing themselves to the other guests before whatever festivities are about to go down. So we're going to go ahead and take our little 5-minute break for everyone to use the loo, get a drink, all that good stuff, and then we'll come back.
What the fuck? I just got back.
The general ceremonies. I'll tell you before we go, you would see the way that everyone teleported was grabbing one of these hands, and the color of the magic was teal, as if to signify reality magic is being used. And we're going to be right back.
Me off, bro.
Wow, dude.
Everyone, use loo, get a drink, all that good stuff, and we'll come back with the second half
Joe
of this
gave me this
episode.
entire chart that was like, here's what color every school of magic is, and then here's teal, which is a magic I like that doesn't exist, that I've made up.
Yeah.
And everything I've encountered so far in this campaign has been fucking teal.
Well,
Or white, which
you're
is
going
like
after
nothing.
reality
It's just
magic,
magic.
man. That's
What do
true.
you want, dude? Do you want all of it to just be enchanting magic? Like, that'd be fucking boring
on.
after a
No,
certain-
but like, you know, there's
a
fucking...
little predictable.
Sorry, yeah, there are the colors.
There's like 9 schools of magic that I could be seeing, but instead I just keep seeing question mark magic.
I mean, I could describe every time a fireball comes towards you, you just see the red color, but yeah, it's...
Wait.
All right, be right back, everyone. Okay, chat. I'm just going to run an ad to see if we can push back some of the ad time. I'm going to just double check actually. No ad has ran in a while. Okay, yeah, I'm going to push back the ads as far as possible, okay? So we won't do anything until after this 3 minutes gone by, so don't worry, you won't miss a thing. Let me just say thank you to some subs as well. Vet the Warlock, thank you so much for the 10 months, and Utmost Toast for the 10 months as well. Thank you very much, guys. Okay. Let me tell them we're ready to go. Okay. Welcome back. Oh, they can't hear me. There we
Do
go.
we know? Is it?
Hello,
Mansion,
hello.
Mansion spell?
Hi.
No.
Do we know yet?
Magnificent Mansion is a different spell.
Bro, what the fuck? I wasn't talking to you, man. I was talking to my
Oh.
companions.
Joe. We'll let you know.
Crazy that
What the
she
hell,
We're
was
though?
talking to you. Yeah.
Unbelievable.
I guess it
sorry.
doesn't matter because you said that, but what I was going to ask is, but I think it wouldn't matter. Do the people who like accepted versus denied feel anything different or see anything different as they are
Oh, that's a good
transported?
question.
Give me an insight check. The people that denied. No, sorry, no.
Okay.
That accepted.
All right.
That accepted the darkness into their hearts.
Actually, no.
I got a 4.
Give me everyone do it, because there's gonna be a different feeling for both.
DM,
Okay.
can you lock it in?
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, sorry. I'll do better, man. Sorry.
5.
I'm thinking too hard about it. I can't.
You need another break, bro? Like,
17.
Arcana.
24.
3?
18.
With the 18 and the 17, you guys feel this kind of sense of familiarity. Not in necessarily the means of not necessarily in the means of like someone you've experienced or something you've experienced before, but more so it does feel like that similar kind of level of magic that you were kind of down in the vault with. That kind of overwhelming sense of kind of something amiss. Whereas Carlisle, you would look around the room, you look across this great big dance floor filled with masquerading people. There's a great chandelier, similar kind of designed with kind of the hands clasping these almost orbs that are kind of shaped like kind of droplets that kind of glimmers in the light. All the hands and faces in the similar design as before. And there's something dreaded about this hall. There's something that reminds you of that feeling when the town teleported. The idea that you're in the presence of something unworldly.
Ugh.
It feels like the hairs at the back of your neck stand up for a moment. And you feel off.
I don't like this place.
Walking over to you,
Oh,
as you're kind of saying that, a red-robed individual with their face kind of covered, a mask on to look almost like a tulip on at their face, holds a tray with nothing on it, steps over towards all of you, and you immediately recognize the robes as the same that you saw in Crown Art Hall. The cultists that surrounded Spring holds out a tray. Do you wish for a refreshment or anything I can do for you?
Boy, can we maintain our fucking composure upon that realization?
and
Is
he's
that
got
what
nothing on
everyone
the
sees,
tray.
or I just feel different than everyone else does. We all see the same thing.
We all
You'll
see the same thing. I
You
think.
just
The
have an
vibes,
uncomfortable
okay.
vibe.
The
I just wanted to
vibe
make sure I
check.
wasn't about to say like, "Hey,
Yeah.
the plate is empty," and this dude's like, "There's supposed
Nah,
to be
bro.
stuff
You
on
failed the
this."
vibe check, and the rest of us succeeded. Is what?
Wait, so it's from what we can tell, it's an empty tray.
Empty tray.
Is the tray look any kind of way to me?
The tray itself is teal, and as is the ground, as is everything around you. You can actually see this
Everything.
entire room
I can just
as kind of teal. Everything in the 30-foot vicinity around you is kind of tealish, just showing you that
mainly,
you're
like,
in a false reality.
the materials, not the people.
Not the people. Yeah.
Okay.
These particular people, though, the servers would definitely show up with some magic of their own. They would show off a bluish magic to kind of show you abjuration. It's kind of shimmer around their bodies.
Okay.
Oh, drinks? Indrasa says to the server.
Do you have a preference?
Oh.
What is
I don't
Indrasa
know,
thinking
something
of?
Sparkling.
Did any
Something
Oh
sparkling.
my god.
She thought
a
of
wine
wine.
glass
Oh,
forms
no.
in
Oh, I
the
don't like
tray?
Brain stuff.
I don't
Sparkling
like that.
Um,
Oh boy.
wine in the glass.
Oh, fantastic.
Oh my god.
Takes it.
How did that happen?
Anything you wish happens here. The Youth Bringer allows it. He brings you this place. And the joy and comforts that come with.
Do water with citrus, please.
Nice.
You see two glasses, exactly like the ones you saw in the place, come up with like little citrus in them. Little kind of orange pieces into it. Allowing you to take them.
Does the name Youthbringer ring a bell to anyone?
No.
Okay.
You hear this kind of hissing moment behind you, and you can see this person step up with a mask that is shaped almost like a series of these snakes come off of it, but they're kind of plant-like at the end. It's a hydrodil as their mask, but otherwise they wear this kind of suit. Slender form, very kind of snake-like features, some scales on their cheek, black hair that kind of flows down to their shoulder. and they lean across, and without kind of saying anything, they kind of picture what they want in their mind, and you can see as this tall kind of glass of like whiskey kind of appears there, but in this kind of fine, twisted, kind of almost molded glass that almost kind of has this kind of rim effect around it, going like a spiral. They take it. I've not seen your kind here before. Beautiful flowers. Good choices. Who are you?
Raises glass.
He's talking to all of us, or?
Yeah, he's talking to your group as you're all kind of like together.
Oh, okay.
I'm Darian Eckentry. Just a red wine. And it appears and he kind of takes it and goes, these are my guests. We've met, haven't we? Yes, I took out a rather large we don't need the details. Is this your first time here?
Is he still talking to all of us or just to
Yeah,
Darian at
all
this
of you.
point? It is.
Delightful.
Looks around. It is.
Be free to wander, don't feel nervous or shy. Meet everyone in this hall. And between us, we will get to know each other very well at these parties.
Very exciting.
Weird
What
vibe.
does that mean?
Yeah. I think Indrasa would hold out her hand. Terran literally. And you are?
Chazra, of the Gilded Banks.
Oh. Lovely to meet you.
Then let me be the first here to say welcome to the new world.
Oh.
Kind of looks across to everyone and goes,
Not a cult.
Bad vibes.
Hashtag.
Yeah.
takes a sip from his drink. I think this will be the first of many parties you'll come to.
Oh, I hope so.
Now I must mingle. And he kind of slips away from you, kind of straight into the crowd and starts going talking to the next couple of people that he seems to be new. The waiter kind of moves on from your group without, like allowing you guys to if you want to call them down, goes over to the next group. So that's kind of getting them from there.
I think Tack would sidle up next to Morgaine.
What do you see here?
Every entire construction is reality magic, including that tray he was holding.
Excellent. Okay.
goes back to me.
Looking around.
Yeah. So what do we see, Joe? What is there?
It is
What's going on?
probably a good 30, 40 just guests walking around, talking, sharing, waiting for something to happen. They are this is the intro of the ball itself, and kind of waiting for the event to begin. So it's mostly at this point just a lot of introductions, people talking, laughing, joking with each other.
Morgaine will turn to the
introductions.
group.
As much as I think us all standing as a large group in the same spot is a safe option, it's also going to attract attention. Perhaps we should split up into smaller groups and mingle for a bit.
I was really confident in my ability to do a identity and play a character, but now when I'm in the exact position we are now, I find myself having a little bit of stage fright.
Do you want to walk with us?
Well, I thought Idrasa and I had a kind of plan going, but I'm starting to think Phineas Flumberton of Head of Flump Trading and Exporting's Co. maybe a little on the nose. Maybe a little bit too much.
Would you like to pivot?
I think it's too late for me to pivot.
Carl, everyone here seems to want to keep their cards close to their chest, so perhaps be the same character, but a more reserved version.
Be yourself. You do not like to talk about yourself.
Right, you still don't have to.
That is true. All I will say is that if I'm going to be grouping up with anyone, I should be grouping up with folks that are better at talking, because I'm a lot better at looking and listening. So leave the talking to someone else here.
Well, you be my eyes and I'll be your mouth.
We have a bit.
Of what?
We are doing a bit.
Like
I just realized you're talking like me.
That took you a while to clock.
Holy shit.
Jesus, they were doing that for like 10 minutes.
They got citrus water!
They literally did this citrus water.
I thought they got it for me because
Dude.
Bree is V.
VRL.
You gotta get your own water.
V like clocks it as I'm clocking it. And is like kind of like blushes, but no one can see. She's like, yes.
I think Indrasa will look at Desmond. You like collecting things? I like collecting things, yes?
I feel like half of us like collecting things in this.
It's true.
Okay, so we have the bit, the collectors, and the what are we? The Flumbletons?
Also collecting. And guarding, I suppose.
Let's all do a lap. We'll meet back here.
Yes.
Okay. You who's spun off with who?
The bit, yeah.
The bit.
The bit.
Wait, we
So
should
good.
leaving those two as the bit group 2 times in a row.
We didn't learn. No one learned.
It's fine, dude. It's totally fine.
Indrasa looks at Desmond.
We have Indrasa Desmond, and then we have Tak and V, and then we have Morgane and Carlisle.
Okay.
And I assume the guy will stay with Morgane and Carlisle.
Yeah.
Was he gonna like? I thought he was gonna go off on his own, so as
Yeah,
to
he
avoid
said he was
whatever
gonna
stupid.
book
Yeah,
it,
that's
right?
true. Yeah, he would
Yeah,
avoid you
yeah,
guys in
that.
general. He'd be like, okay, well, I'm gonna be by the door just in case. Mingle over that way, and kind of slips over that way, allowing you all to kind of slip off. You've kind of got all different groups around the hallway. You can see one of them is a human who's kind of loudly boasting and talking to about 5 others. A couple others are there's clearly a knight who is wearing like a suit, but the way they hold themselves, they have a scabbard, but you can see there's almost like this flower stem coming out of it instead. There's no actual weapon in there. You can see they kind of hold themselves. They've designed an entire outfit to look like they're wearing a plate made of flowers. And you can see that they're kind of talking to a couple of people over to one side. Otherwise, a few just random nobles here and there who are discussing with people. You can see Darian would point and go, "Ugh, that over there is the Lady Erdwell of House Monarch. Awful sort. She was the one I was going to come with last time. She's obsessed with this place. I have no idea why." Before kind of wandering off, allowing you all to slip away. Which direction do you go, Morgane? Do you go more through the center of the room? Do you go around to the edges of the room? How do you approach it?
Morgane would go through the center because then she can try and detect magic more mass.
The moment you walk straight in the middle, you feel right above you. You see a sense of orange up there. And colored all around. At the top of the ceiling, the chandelier is entirely covered in transmutation magic. But then you pass through.
Okay.
And you'd hear this.
Is the transmutation magic in a particular shape, or is it just like a fucking...
The full chandelier itself
colored
is shaped
spot?
like that.
Okay.
You can see as you kind of walk past, you'd hear the kind of conversations of people around you. Someone says, "Did you come last time?" "Oh, yes. I mean, how could I not come back? This new world of ours, is it? It's going to need innovators. People with ideas." A couple of them laugh, of course. "So why did they invite you?" They would just kind of joke between each other. A lot of kind of spite underneath it. And you just get these kind of general conversations. You can still see these cultists wandering around offering out drinks and food. But as you all split off mingling, pretty quick into it, you see people start, you hear like a and people start turning and looking up towards the stage. And you'd see this larger man step out with a broadened, quite garish, green and blue outfit, kind of suit that puffs out the chest. His mask he's wearing looks as if it's like this great flower that comes down like whiskers across his side, and he's bald on top with kind of like hair that's wrapped around the side, like he's gone bald on the top part of his hair. And he steps over, but youthful in his face. And he presses this gemstone up against his neck so that he can be heard across the entirety of the crowd, and goes, "My friends, welcome once again to the ceremonies." Oh, that's one. Okay, come on, this one. The ceremonies. We thank you, all the new guests, leaders of our new world, the faces of change. Through the grace of our youth bringer, we gather for celebration of our upcoming future. Tack and Indrasa, roll an insight check.
Okay.
Hang on, I had to reload roll 20.
14.
Second. Insight.
Oh, and that
shit, that's
20 from you. Hell yeah.
What? I'll take
Let's
it.
go.
You recognize this person, Indrasa. You've met this person before, briefly.
Oh shit.
This is a man named and Tuck. You'd be like reminded of this person. You might not have had a direct conversation with them. But you've probably definitely come across them. This is a man named Lord Tyburn Vanitas. He's the leader and head of House Vanitas of the Chalice Gardens. He's literally the lord in charge of the Chalice Gardens. So you recognize him, Indrasa.
Okay.
A difficult year, we've been told, is coming. And for those who are not aware, we are all here chosen to be shepherds of a new age. With our funds, our voices, we help shape the Hyloma we want. The Hyloma all of you should be at the head of. Great houses do not matter in the coming years. It is only through a year of change that we will all find purpose. And for those who are new, nervous, and unsure of what is to come, we ask you to take a step with us, to trust in your decision to come here as the first step in a new world. As the ceremonies build, we will bring more under our fold. We will be beautiful as we see fit. We will look and feel ageless. But allow me to introduce our host of the ceremonies, the one who makes this possible for all of us. Our youth bringer.
Oh no.
And he steps aside, hands the gem. As stepping forward, you'd see, wearing a mask that is of the most basic flower, almost like a very slight kind of dandelion on the design, but nothing spectacular. Caring little to hide who he is, Kios comes on with his half-petrified face.
Of course.
He lowers down his shawl that he wears over his shoulders. His one horn kind of twisted and coming out. The last time you saw him was Crown Art Hall, disappearing in the crowd. He looks across the entirety of the hall. Welcome, all of you. It is good to have you with us. Everything that has been said is true. You are all the faces of a new world. A new era that I help herald in. I bring you this hall. I bring you food and drink and pleasantries of any kind. And I bring you youth. The music playing the whole time as a captive, pale, almost naked, in little more than a loincloth, captive is brought forward by two of the cultists. They hold him by the arms, chained together. A bag's on his head, and you can see he's kind of squirming, but tired. The body is paled skinned, flattened all the way. He removes the bag. The person kind of tries to shield their eyes, but they don't have hands to do so. Their hands are being held to the sides. As they glance against the light, they look around at the crowd. People kind of... And the general demeanor of the crowd is the majority of people are kind of smiling, excited. Some of the newer people are kind of questioning, confused. A gag in the mouth of the person. Their pale skin. Their blank white eyes. Their white hair. This is a changeling.
Mm-hmm.
Fear not to those who are new to our ceremonies. It might seem grotesque, but these are sacrifices that must be made, so that all of you can maintain beauty in a world that is yours to take. We start our ceremonies, our wants and our needs off, with the bringing of youth. He steps over and sadistically removes the gag unnecessarily, letting the person shout, "Please! Why are you doing this? Why are you doing this? Please stop!" And you see the crowd's just silent watching over.
V is just gonna instinctively grab Tak's hand, like comfortingly. Just trying
I
to
think
ground
Tak
them in
is
this
like
moment.
holding your hand as tight as possible.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
He steps up, places his hand over the chest of the changeling, who is squirming against it. The two cultists hold him tighter. I bring you youth. And his hand starts rippling with magic. If you're close enough, Morgaine, you'd see the teal magic morphing and changing the center mass of this changeling, who screams turn to gurgles. He goes, ha, ha, ha. As his body starts shimmering and becoming paste-like, you can see he starts melting like a candle from his body's kind of chest downward. The bottoms of his legs remain kind of in place with their skin attached, but the rest of it becomes almost leathery and wax-like. And it becomes almost drooping to the ground. You can see one of the cultists leans down and catches portions of the changeling that drop in, like kind of almost like globs of porridge into bowls. And he starts kind of pushing them to the side and allows portions of his body to collapse until just the arms and the head drop to the ground. And he pushes it aside. Takes it and lifts it, kind of almost telekinetically lifting it into the ceiling, and it drifts up and morphs into the chandelier atop. It just stands there shimmering back and forth. A couple of the newcomers are kind of a little bit taken aback. The cultists now wander down into the crowd with their trays. Each of them have a bowl, merged from the transformed goop from the chest of the changeling and his lower body. And you see as one by one, those familiar with the ceremonies take off their masks, take a portion of it, and start rubbing it into their skin like moisturizing cream. They rub it over their faces. And you would see aged, wrinkled faces turn softer and younger. Even elves who have the very slightest amount of age showing, still in their vanity, take portions of it and rub it over just tiny wrinkles that are appearing. And one by one, some of the newcomers start kind of confused in the moment, look around and then dip their fingers in and just rub, look at mirrors in their hands. And what was once disgust turns to satisfaction as vanity takes hold. And they put more onto their face. One of them comes around each of your groups. You'd see them stop nearby. Have youth, my friends. And then go into the side rooms. Whatever you desire will be in there for you. Enjoy.
Oh. Fuck.
Is there anyone within eyesight
Who do we lose?
who has not...
Shane.
2 seconds, hold on to that question. Just goes, let's go just
Yep.
call the cams.
He said internet dropped.
Oh no. Okay, let me see if his internet comes back up. We'll just take a 2-minute break to wait for Shane, because this part obviously is quite important. And then if he doesn't come back up, I'll quickly just throw in a fake camera for him. All right, we're back a sec. Okay, chat. Got a little fake camera for Shane up until he gets back. Let me. Okay, let me put that up for Shane. We'll just use a little fake camera until he's back. So, bringing us back into things.
Sorry, Sam's settling our kid.
That's okay. That's okay. We'll just this will be just kind of general things over there. We can ask questions and stuff.
Is there within eyesight anyone who was like, no, I'm good? Did we?
I was also curious about that. Did anybody
Did
say no?
everyone-
And then what happened to them really is what
Yeah.
I'm wondering.
A couple of people roll an insight check or perception check. Do a perception check because this is going to be more of a case of seeing if you saw anyone decline.
23.
It doesn't seem like anyone refused out of disgust. A couple of people just kind of almost, I'm okay for now. You know, a little kind of passes like that, and they were just moved on with.
Yeah.
But it was more like turning down a drink, more so than it
Sure.
felt like being outraged. It seems that this party is quite well curated.
Second question, like, just out of curiosity, just in case, something were to happen, how many people are here, like, in general? Like,
About
a
40,
100,
40,
200?
50?
40, he
right.
said,
40,
yeah.
50.
Like a
Yeah.
massacre amount.
Yeah, like a normal massacre amount, would you say?
Just have
Or
a massacre, the amount of
Sahili's.
people in a
I'm not
massacre.
suggesting anything. I just want to make sure I understand the parameters of what may or may not happen.
What are you
Oh,
trying to understand,
Sam.
you freak?
I just
whether
want
or
to know
not
how
this
many
is a
people were there.
massacreable amount of people.
Yeah.
Oh,
I think
we could kill everyone.
Yeah, I think we could too. I think we could.
What's the likelihood that these old bitches know how to fight?
Clean fireball.
Yeah.
and just-
Bro, they're
It's
toast.
You're done. It's the
Yeah.
enemies that have more
Yes.
health that'll
Look,
live.
all
The
I'm
cold-
saying
Yes.
is I can shoot off a couple fireballs pretty fast, 150-foot room. Like, we could, I'm just I'm not suggesting that at all. I think that Andrasa will sort of, I mean, obviously Desmond's not going to, but I think Andrasa would demur and be like, I'm quite all right for now. Thank you, dear. Just see what happens.
Just move on past.
All right.
Darian in one
And then-
corner would have an offer and he'd go, put two fingers in
Oh, buddy.
Oh God.
and then just kind of, oh, thank you.
Oh.
I think I would also start trying to spot my friends and
Mhm.
start to slowly, not weirdly, make my way towards my compatriots.
V is gonna squeeze back Tak's hand. I doubt you've let go of that clenched fist.
Yeah, I think Tack has been kind of not dissociating really, but
Yeah.
sort of praying for this bowls of changeling goop section of the evening to be over as fast as possible. So yeah, if you squeeze their hand, be like, sorry,
Don't be. I'm sorry.
I don't know what to do.
Let's this way. She'll lead you towards if she could spot Andrasa or anyone from our group. kinda
Yeah.
Yeah, you
Line.
recognize my
Led.
outfits.
Okay, perfect.
Probably hard to lose Morgaine in the crowd.
Yeah, true.
A glowing beacon.
Yeah, there's an almost creepy nonchalant thing there going on where, like, say one person would look towards you, Sir Morgaine, and they'd be kind of,
Hey, he's back.
oh, nice.
Welcome.
In return,
You would see as the cameras will kind of go back to normal. once he throws the
different
camera on.
orders now though.
Yeah, he just has to throw his camera on. You would see as they kind of are talking to you, Sir Morgaine. Oh, wonderful outfit. They're just kind of rubbing this into their face as if they do nothing. Where did you go get to it? Did you go to Alex Cavito or did you go to another private tailor?
What was our Taylor?
Alex
Alex
Kavita.
Kavita.
Well, who else?
Truly.
That's so good.
If you are new to this, by the way, the side rooms are wonderful. You get to go and feel like a hero or champion, whatever you wish.
Really?
It's the last time I slayed a dragon. It was quite exciting.
You don't say.
They allow you to do anything.
Where
They shape reality
Where-
itself.
might I
Oh.
find those?
Oh, the doors at the sides. They're designed to fulfill your greatest desires. The previous one before that, I was queen of everything. Really did feel real. They slip away from you to start talking, kind of go and get some more. And you can see once it's all kind of been handed out and the kind of quieter portion that goes up, each of the cultists goes and stands very formulaic up the stairs and just kind of folds their arms behind their back. Yeah.
I have a question. While this stuff was being passed out, if it was offered to Carlisle, could he have pretended to use it and put some into like a file to?
I think it's more
examine
like
what
you
this
step
is?
forward if you want it.
'Cause
well,
I would want to do a sleight of hand
yeah.
to try to sneak
Yeah,
whatever
do a
this
sleight of
is,
hand.
like just in case. 29.
You can easily go, pretend you're doing it and then kind of slip it into a vial for sure. They kind of don't watch you put it on. They're kind of going around letting you hand it out, but there's just the
Okay.
motion of taking some. Yeah, you get
I
yourself.
don't know if
a
it's ever
vial.
going to come up, but it's
Mhm.
probably a good idea to have one just in case.
Yeah.
Just in case, yeah.
I think as we're walking through to meet back up, since Sistine is on the mask on my face, I'd like to use her eyes. She has blind sight out to 60 feet, which is not true sight,
Mhm.
but if there's like anything like hiding anywhere, I might be able to like sense something extra.
Nothing necessarily amiss exactly as you see it. It is the
Okay.
cultists, and Kior stands at the top. He's the man who was beside him, the Lord Tyburn. He walks down the stairs and kind of heads into one of the side rooms. And you can start to see people heading over into them, and they kind of almost step in and just go kind of like still inside as the door kind of closes behind them. Each one of them walking into kind of the same room on the two sides, but they would all kind of the crowd starts to filter down slowly, people kind of going off.
I'll link my arm through Desmond's like we're just having a nice little stroll as we get towards everybody else.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
And as you go and enjoy whatever it is you enjoy, know that this can become a reality. With your funding, with your aid, your voice, everything we do here will be the beginnings of our new world. I am the voice of the Skinless One. A devout. And my promises to you only begin here. So enjoy and tell those you trust. If they wish to join now, their sins of the future will be forgiven. Before it is too late. And he lowers the gem and stands, kind of folds his arms behind his back and watches the crowd start to disperse around.
Please.
The branding on the skinless one is just
Awful.
so bad.
It's
Very bad.
Like, that's not
vibes,
going to
dude.
get me to join.
No.
Like,
It's real
No.
gross.
Bad vibes.
Is there like a specific place that the changeling was brought out from?
No, not necessarily. You would have seen it just over the top of the kind of theater stand itself. So if they were there,
Okay.
What is
just beyond the site.
Kios doing when he's done talking?
He's just standing watching the crowd. He stays up at the top of the kind of 15-foot tall
Fucking weirdo.
Yeah, what a creep.
Paul just watches out, and he kind of looks proudly over everything. Like he's
Sure.
kind of
Hate that.
the curator of this.
Okay.
Boy, oh boy. I don't know how we're going to do anything here.
Yeah.
Seems really risky to do, but we're getting information. We're gathering intel. That's good.
I guess so. Are like most people dispersed?
Yes. As you guys are talking right now, the crowds are filling.
They're going
up.
to the side rooms.
Yeah.
You've already lost 20 people in the crowd. You guys are among 30 right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Does it seem like upon like looking around the crowd, there's anyone that is genuinely just like, I've been here before and I don't really care for these side rooms. I'm here for something else. Like, is there people? Is it genuinely suspicious for us to not go to the side rooms?
No, it looks like everyone's going. The only people that kind of remain on there, the cultists on the steps, which is about 8 of them in total. And then Kios himself, who stands in the center at the top, watching out.
Are people entering side rooms together, or is it all individual?
Individual, but they seem to be going into the same room.
Okay.
On either side.
God, freaky. It's
Yeah.
like you
We're
each
kind of
get
at a
your own
point
little
now
pocket thing.
Of go to side room or try to do something else in this space and possibly start something.
I
Yeah,
don't think that's a good idea.
I don't think we can.
Yeah.
Right? Without
We're
it
like at their
turning into
beck and
something.
call right now.
I mean, it's
in their
gonna.
little.
Yeah, that's the thing. Is essentially, I don't think there's a way we start something without it getting into a fight, unless
Super out of hand.
we at the very least make sure everyone is inside room before we do something.
Yeah. The only thing I can think of is we could act interested in Kios and like inflate his ego to find out more information. Like,
I think that's worth a shot.
If it's our first visit, we can use that as like the
crux.
I'm worried that he's the guy that has true sight.
Yeah, so I have
maybe not
two
all of
questions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess. One, when they brought the changeling out and whatever, did that... We wouldn't have known to look, so it's okay if we just don't remember at all or whatever. But like, did any of that seem familiar? Like what they were doing with Spring? Like obviously it was different because she had a shield around her and stuff. But like, did we see
you didn't see what they were
anything around her? Okay.
No.
And then next question: how far away are we from Kios?
If you're down in the ballroom area.
Yeah.
Towards the center, probably about I would say about 40 feet.
Okay. I think as we start to come together, I would make sure that we're positioned in between Kios and Tack. Right?
Yeah.
Or whatever help that will give.
Okay. The crowd's dispersing. There's only about 12 or so people left. Some of them sickeningly are ones that have like stayed behind to get even more of the supply to kind of put it all across their bodies, you know, and there's some people kind of so obsessed, but most of the guys step away and Kios kind of looks down at your group who's kind of remaining. Darian like looks down awkwardly, kind of walks into one of the side rooms, unsure what to do.
Yeah. Perhaps one of us should speak to the Youthbringer and learn more about this practice. Where it started.
Are there guards and stuff?
He's got
Or it's
8
just
cultists.
Kios and a few people.
4 on either side, standing at the
But we're all about 40
stairs.
feet away. Okay. I think Andrasa's not good at this, but Andrasa is trying to look very like, this is a great party. I'm fucking pumped, right? I think that's a fantastic idea. Holding the drink that she thought of, right? Just like, you know,
the rest of
whatever.
us maybe will go to these rooms.
What, I wonder what happens in these rooms where you end up. I wonder if you all end up somewhere separately, it seems like.
May I help you?
If
Perhaps you need some guidance.
that would be fantastic.
Good. Is it your first time here?
It is.
I don't believe we've been acquainted. My name is Kios.
Oh, lovely to meet you.
Who are you?
Literally.
What a deception check.
Ooh, Ooh, should we start making our way to side room tag? I'm worried about.
Ooh,
Tack
I know.
and
I
potential
am
truth
too.
The
site.
only thing the only reason I'm kind of hesitant on us splitting up in this specific
True.
scenario is that if one of us gets
11.
made, they're fucking
True.
dead. If
We
we
might get
split
made
up.
right now. 'cause
Yeah,
I
I'm
just
worried
hit
about that too.
11.
Fuck.
Is that the guys you're going with? Very well.
Doesn't everyone have guys like these?
I do. He's now looking across you all with a bit more suspicion.
Hmm.
Did you all come together?
Is anyone else could have?
We
Well,
have
Technically,
is
yes,
pointedly
right? 'Cause
not
we were
talking.
guests of-
Yeah, like Tech can't say anything, right?
Yes, guests of. Was
Hmm.
Darian using his real name?
Yes.
I think he was.
He
Okay,
did.
So I would say guests of Darian. How do these rooms work? Curious.
You allow it to envelop over your mind, and it will show you a reality that feels so real. It is illusionary magic of sorts, but illusion within reality. It will feel real.
Hmm.
Oh.
You see him lean to one of the cultists, who nods, walks down the stairs, and heads into the side room.
Well, does everyone go in individually, or can you go in with your friends? How does that work?
It is an individual experience. Perhaps sometime we can do it as a group, but this is the group affair. Most people provide or prefer their privacy.
Oh,
How did this tradition begin? I've not seen
Ceremonies.
anything like it.
I was chosen to be the caster of this, the caller, the curator.
you did all of this?
With some aid. It is magic that was gifted
So-
upon me.
Chosen by.
The skinless one. A god. From the side
I
room,
don't think.
Darian is brought out with the cultist,
Uh-oh.
and he starts to lead him up the stairs. Darian goes, "Oh,
Oh no.
it is grand for you
Oh
to
my God.
involve me like this."
Oh my god.
Kyrus just stares at all of you. You brought in these, did you? You are accountable for them. Now, you would know, Darian, that when we invite people here, we do so with such grace, but we hope that they bring something into us as well. What do they provide, Mr. Eckentry? Oh, they are, each one of them is in a rather good position of influence. They are knights, nobles. One of them finds magical artifacts. Tell me each of their names. You see, he looks out at you all. Well, I've only just met them recently myself. Oh.
He's overwhelmed. This is a lot to take in. I can't blame him for forgetting. It's okay.
But it's curious to bring in so many others and have such stage fright. Is that what it is? You're nervous. Yes. Yes, it's also amazing, magical. It's wondrous and he leans
Hey,
forward.
Joe.
Yeah.
I'm going to. I'm going to awaken mind our friend, and I'm going to just begin feeding him information psychically.
Oh, hell yeah.
Okay.
Oh, now
Holy
Sam must
shit.
remember all of our characters.
Yeah.
No, I'm going
Yeah.
to make them up.
That's fucking funny. I mean, the only one who introduced to anyone, I think, was Indrasa. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
What do you say?
Was Indrasa in front of me when she introduced?
I think so.
Yeah,
We
there's
were
no-
all standing
Indrasa
pretty.
was in
Yeah,
front
we
of
were
all
all
of us.
What did you
standing like
introduce
that.
yourself as?
Teirun Latrale.
Okay. So he will hear Indrasa is Teirun Latrale. Introduce her.
That is Teirun laterally there at the back? Ah, sorry. It's all coming back to me now.
Tips glass.
Of course.
I am Sir Loxley.
So Loxley
of
down
the
there.
House of Order.
The House of Order. A knight. The one and the same.
Let's hear
Let's introduce Carlisle as Lop of Lopsbury Trading.
That is Lop of Lopsbury Trading, of course. The grand
An esteemed
Yes.
merchant.
esteemed merchant.
Kyle just like grumble as if he's like partially mute. Just,
And the two you see over there.
We're supposed to be sisters. You would at least know that, because
Yeah.
Tak tried to make themselves look like
the sisters Kerrigan, who are
Sisters
traders
Kerrigan.
and collectors of
Traders
rare
and collectors.
artifacts.
Of rare artifacts. Beautiful stuff they've got. And finally,
Who am I missing? Desmond?
Desmond.
Me.
Desmond.
Surely you've heard of the infamous
Surely you've heard of the infamous
Deckard Wismer.
Deckard Wisner?
We're cooked, dude. Oh,
I'm going to let you roll
Yep.
persuasion, deception, sorry, via
Okay.
him.
Okay.
Oh my god.
Okay.
Oh my God.
This is gonna go so
A
well.
nat
Oh my
20,
god, he net
25.
20'd it.
Holy
it's
shit.
too easy, dude.
Holy shit.
And she'll be like guiding his mannerisms the whole time as well. Slow your
Holy
breathing.
shit.
Ah.
Kios
Wow.
turns his
Be
head.
more confident.
My second truth, there's no reason to be nervous. I apologize, we have to be tied with our security here.
You're simply nervous because of his
I'm
stature.
simply nervous because of your stature. I appreciate that. Please lead
Fucking
him back into the
Cyrano
room.
over here.
Wow.
And he goes down the stairs and kind of gets led into the room again. Kios looks across all of you. And I apologize.
It is fine.
We've not had infiltration here yet, but we are ready for it when it happens. I myself am quite capable. You are in safe hands
Dear.
within my hall.
Do you anticipate infiltration? Is this something to be wary of?
No, not directly. There will be those who oppose us, and eventually when word gets out, we'll be strong enough that they will not have a choice.
Hmm.
It's the year of change. You need what, funds? We need to just give you funds to help.
Gold will
What do we
help us
do?
pay for more aid and whatever's to come. Everyone you see here, everyone that has entered these rooms, shall be given positions of power. Each of you is in the early steps toward change.
Mm.
It pleases me that you six in particular are invested in questions over pleasantries. It is refreshing. Now I know everyone's capabilities in these parties, but those with more questions you have potentially more to offer. And we to offer you.
There are quite a few in my order who seek betterment. And they would much prefer I return with answers to their questions.
If you do have some that might join us. This will be the last of the parties for a little while. But once I have done what it is I need to do, I shall bring the ceremonies back grander than ever.
Well, so you're going on a hiatus and then the parties will start again here, right? In Marigold. So you
That
just need to
depends.
bring...
Wherever my god takes me to. I am to be a herald of this new world.
I wish to learn more of your god.
What is it you wish to know?
Anything.
Roll a persuasion check.
12.
I feel that, the highs and the lows.
For now,
It's pretty
all
low.
I'll tell you.
I have a +8.
They are the one who plans to change the world. You'll have to come by more often before I ever truly tell you more. Once we get to know each other,
She'll nod.
I can teach you more about our ways.
How do we continue to get to know each other if this is the last party for a while? How can we
patient.
remain in contact?
Everyone who comes here, we will reach out to you. We know your names. If you would like to enjoy the pleasantries, you can.
Do you yourself partake in these pleasantries?
No. My great reality is watching everyone else here come together. That brings me pleasure.
Got it. And, sorry, my inquisitive mind going. Where do you procure the gestures toward the changeling one is in the chandelier?
What a persuasion check.
I believe in you.
I'm pushing it.
You got it.
8.
Some people shouldn't ask questions, SMH.
We provide youth. Our methods are not needed as a form of discussion. Such thing as barbaric.
Apologies, I only meant, do they also worship skinless god?
They are the children of the skinless god.
Oh, I see. Holy shit.
Joe,
Mm-hmm.
I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
When it comes to Clarb my little guy.
My little guy.
How quietly can I communicate information to them in like a crowd so as to give them a direction while under some form of eyes on me kind of moment like this would be?
As in, like, you want to tell them to go somewhere?
As in, would I be able to say, under the guise of making a donation to this lovely business, this charity, this new like cult, sneak Clarb into a bag of coins and give them to Kios with the intent that Clarb would then inject themselves into this cult as our eyes on the inside of this.
Damn.
It would have to be a big bag. Clarb can kind of, his smallest form is like a bag, like a backpack. So
he is the bag,
so he
right?
can be
Like,
the bag.
He is the bag.
he can be the bag.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what he was pretending to be for ages, was a bag.
Oh boy, how much?
Oh, that's right. I forgot about
I
that.
have so much money, but like to put into this bag if I wanted to, but I don't know how much money we are willing to actually use giving to this place so
fund
that we
this
can
guy,
sneak Clarb in. How much money would fill or like look like a considerable amount that would make sense that like I would give a bag Clarb sized to this guy?
It's going to depend down to you, but to give you an idea, the average person probably earns, I would say, let me do some math. I would say the average person earns definitely less than probably about 2 silver a day is what like a commoner would get.
We are not average people. I know that for sure. Apparently, right now.
Yes.
I would want to make it look like this was a real donation, so as to not have him just go and just toss the bag like immediately out. You know what I mean?
A richer person would earn about 300 gold in a month.
Also,
Usually.
for context, right now, I don't know how much we covered Clarb's size, but right now, like from before, you established he could fit inside of one of Carlisle's files.
One of his what? Sorry.
Because that's what one of Carlisle's like files or blood bags, I think. So not like a huge bag.
blood bag, I think.
Yeah. Probably about that would be the tightest he could get. Probably is a blood bag size.
Because I'd want something
hefty
like
one.
not gigantic, because I'd like it, to be possible that if Clarb needs to relocate to something else, it wouldn't be as obvious of an absence of the other thing.
Yeah, I could say he could tightly fit into a blood bag size, but it would be no room to really put much in there. Like, it's kind of like that's him really compacting down. You know what I mean? So it's kind of a little bit larger means you can have room in essentially his mouth.
I'd want him to be the bag. I'm mainly trying to figure out how much money I need to dump into this bag in order to make it convincing.
Like I said, 300 gold is about a month's worth of wages of like a politician or like a someone who is decently in a position of a guild. Like a good merchant would earn probably
like this would be my
gold.
money, but you guys can stop me if you think that Clarb should not be spent on something like this.
No, this seems like a good use of Clarb, I feel. What do you think, gang?
I think we're literally here to get information.
Yeah.
It would be a really good way to get information.
Yeah, I think Carlisle would need to find a place to do this, but I mean, so like Carlisle spot any, there's gotta be bathrooms here. There's gotta be some kind of like place for him to do.
There's
they don't
side
go to the
rooms.
bathroom.
I mean, you can go into one of the
You don't
side
need
rooms.
to.
You
like
go in a
Alec
side
did
room
do
and
it.
you
Alec
imagine a
did.
bathroom.
Side room
I
so
guess.
bad.
Just a
I'm
toilet.
scared.
Imagine whatever you want. You just imagine a bathroom and go in it.
I need a
That's
quick
so
in and out
funny.
destination.
I'm busting, guys.
Yeah.
I think I have to. I think that's a really good fucking
I
plan.
think so too.
I think Carlisle's not going to go yet because I think they'd this guy looks like he's going to be here for the duration of these festivities still, right? It does
Yeah.
look like he's going to be dipping if I walk away for like a couple minutes to do something like this.
No, he looks like he's just watching over the room.
Okay. Then
I feel like we have to go in the side rooms too. Otherwise, isn't he gonna be like?
he's
what
going to
do you-
be suspicious.
suspicious. Yeah.
So that's what I'll do when we do the side room thing.
Okay. Do we have any further questions for him? Off the top of our heads.
I think we failed enough persuasion and
Yeah.
Dude,
so
Yeah,
I think
it's
we're
not luck
getting
enough,
anything
dude.
We're
from him.
struggling without tack right now.
Yeah.
I guess we go in the side rooms then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess we go in the side rooms then.
To maintain
Let's see what
appearances,
it's all
yeah.
about.
Okay. You would start something out. Enjoy yourselves. And welcome to the ceremonies. You'll be walking into the same room, but the moment you step in, your friends disappear.
Oh.
I'm going to go one by one and see what your kind of
Oh.
inhibitions
my
are.
God.
Roll a wisdom saving throw if you'd like to try and resist this.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
Would it even work on me?
It's crazy.
I would
don't know.
just see
I
the magic.
I want to resist it. but
It
I
depends.
don't
We'll
want-
come back
you
to you.
and I.
We'll come back to you.
Wise
Morgan.
bitches.
Slay. Resist this, bitch.
If you'd like to resist, you can. But
Oh man.
Wait,
so far,
Did you also roll a nat 1? L.
So,
fair.
if
Okay,
I-
so
if I,
I'll remember that the next time you fuck up a dex roll, my friend. Don't worry about it.
You mean every time?
What do you need? Do you need some help? You need like so. Oh.
I'm gonna bring it up to a 17.
Oh, brother.
a
Oh
17.
brother.
Okay. I need to roll for someone else. You would go into this side room, Carlisle, and with a 17, and Morgan as well with a 15. 15 was the DC to resist. When you resist against it, you now find yourself in a singular, just side room, blank room, just dark, with everyone just stood in place, staring forward. Each one of them kind of lined up, just staring forward, including some of your friends, whoever went in the same one as Carlisle. Morgan, you're the same. You'd get in there, you'd kind of the overwhelming amount of reality magic tricks to take into your inhibitions and kind of your thoughts and your feelings and your wants, and you resist against it. You stand there, Morgan, and see the same. Morphing into his original form, Clarb also stands staring forward, and you just see the eyes of a mimic just staring forward,
Oh, buddy.
blank faced.
Oh.
Little
That
Clarb.
complicates this.
You rolled a 2.
Fuck.
he's living his mimic dreams right now.
man.
He's a
What
check.
was that? Was that a plus something,
right-
or was that a 2?
It's a 2 plus a. He'd probably let me check a mimic thing because I just rolled a
13?
Planned. I mean, I knew it was not going to be over. A 3 total. So he in his world right now, he's a chest in a hallway that like adventurers just keep walking down, and he eats that one, swallows them back, and then another one
Bless
walks down and
him.
keeps falling for the same trick
Amazing.
over and
He's a
over.
simple boy.
Is it possible to like jostle Clarb back into normal awareness?
How would you do that? How would you like to try to do this?
Boop.
Poke him in the eye.
Let me think here. Hang on, look at what my options are. Let's see.
Whilst you
Would
actually,
it-
whilst you look through options quickly, I'll go around and see. Tack, when you step in there,
Yeah.
what do you see? What world are you brought into?
I think Tack tries really hard to resist it, but has a repeating tape in their mind of this changeling turning into goop. And I think what they would be wishing for or wanting is for that changeling to not be dead.
You step into the side room, and your eyes blink a little bit because you find yourself back in the main room. And you see the changeling get brought out. And it's going down exactly how it would before. Kios is doing a speech, and you realize... But people are murmuring against it. They're uncomfortable by it. People are like, no, it's wrong. People back away from it, and then you see all of your friends kicking to action. And it's quick. The same way a fight can be under a minute. You can see as everyone's diving in there, and you're helping guide them, and you see them take and capture Kios. And for the next portion of this, you're seeing is you've won this kind of battle. You've captured Kios, you've grabbed him, you've got guards filtering in, grabbing anyone that was clearly the ones that you couldn't deny were clearly into it and kind of being captured. And you realize it's kind of been unraveled. And there's this strange feeling of seeing people come from song rest, like they're undercover in the crowd as well. And they're capturing and grabbing others. And one of them steps up and says to you, we came with you. We wanted to get you out when we could. Good. They won't do this to a single other person. And you feel this whole kind of experience where you were a hero in the scenario. No one got hurt. What do you see, Ben?
Oh man. I think V would probably, because it's all in her mind as well, what just happened and all of that, and she very much felt like Tack's emotions through what was going on as well. I think her want or vision would be like experiencing like divine power, which it allows her to like get everyone out of the situation and defeat Kios, basically, like in that moment.
In a very similar way, you find yourself kind of like overwhelmed with it, and you kind of evoke this kind of shout. You see everyone kind of turn towards you. You're stronger, you're more powerful. Kios starts bulking at the fear of you, kind of steps back, releasing the changing and darts into the crowd. You hear Tack say thank you, and you kind of draw your blade. And when you kind of just bring it forward, you can just see all of the cultists drop at once. And you kind of have this overwhelming sense that you've kind of just like struck them down, all of their enemies. And he's like begging you, saying, no, please, our plans, you can't do this, you're ruining them all. And you finish him, and people are kind of nodding their head, giving you congratulations, thanking you. There's a sense of people looking up on you with awe. And for this moment, you feel like you're being worshipped. Desmond.
Now, I think my internet was down when these rooms were introduced. Is this like our desires, our deepest?
Yeah, this is projects whatever you want it to project. Whatever your kind of desire is, manifested. It could be hunting down a dragon, being called a hero. It could be being with family.
Oh boy.
Whatever it is.
Well, what Desmond sees then is he is in the middle of a fight. There's, I would say, a dragon right in front of him, and he's going to finish it off. It's very weak. He aims his crossbow when all of a sudden a hatchet goes over his left shoulder, hitting the dragon right in the head. And he turns around and sees a half-orc next to him, and he says, "That was a good throw, Basil, but I got the next one."
Oh, stop!
And you can see Basil turns around to you and says, you keep this up, we're going to let you join the group. I mean, Godsman could use you. And you kind of get this moment where, like, they lean across and they just kind of gives you this little symbol. And you can see it's a kind of, like, little skulled head on it, and it's kind of got this little chain. And goes, hold on to this for now. We've got more to kill. Let's go.
Cute.
And kind of rushing off with you. Andrasa.
think as she was walking in, I think she had very firmly in her mind a sort of fake kind of thing she was going to think of, right? Like what if someone can somehow see what I'm thinking about? I'm going to focus on this thing, right? And then she now and that wisdom save. So that went out the window. So I think instead what she sees is the ballroom outside, and she sees herself standing and Kios standing across from her, and she sees the rest of her group behind her, and behind Kios she sees the giant planar phage that they saw in Crownheart Hall. And she raises her hands and casts whatever she casts, and it destroys the planar phage. And she looks at Kios, and she doesn't say anything. She just raises her eyebrow at him like, "You're next." And that's what she sees.
You'd see this kind of moment of power. You realize you just cast a 9th level spell. It's almost like it just came over you. And it's like, it's an Andrasa kind of formulated spell. You've seen the way you imagine yourself being that powerful, being one of those named wizards. And being able to banish and tear apart a creature like a planar phage. It's like the ceiling itself glimmers with stars. Like you're down there in the time of stars among all of the great wizards of history. And Kios bulks in similar to how they do it at your majesty. And they start... It's almost pantomime levels of like, but where your body's believing it, where it says, "I don't understand. That can't be possible. It can't be possible." Kind of drops to his knees. But Carlisle and Morgaine watch as all of you are silent, staring forward, living out these fantasies. Carlisle, how would you try and release Clarb?
Carlisle would look over to Morgaine if they're in the same area.
Oh, and interestingly enough, Carlisle, you're seeing the images of Clarb eating these adventurers because he's transmitting them to you, like, subconsciously, because he's connected to you.
Can you feel how happy he is? Come on, leave him alone. Let him do his happy little thing.
Morgaine, do you have a way to undo magic that's been done? I'm gonna just have to start shaking them.
Muted.
Muted.
Fuck, how close is Clarb to Morgaine?
I mean, if you guys went in the same room, like, it's not a very big room. Everyone's kind of piled together in lines. So,
Okay. Is Clarb, like, on Carlisle?
Probably just dropped off to
Probably
the ground.
Like,
Yeah.
he's not, if he's big enough to hold, Carlisle will just have him like drooping through his
He just
arms.
like,
right?
fell over.
Morgaine will kneel down and touch Clarb and dispel magic.
Okay. Yeah, and that cuts it off. And you can see Crab's eyes that kind of blink. All of the top eyes, they've got like 5, 6 of them. And there's this moment of sadness that goes into your head, Carlisle.
I'm
as you realize.
sorry. I'm sorry, but the world is at stake right now, Clarb. You have a big job, okay? I need you to turn into a bag, but like the smallest bag you can.
Turns into a bag and it goes again, turns into a smaller bag.
All right. Now I'm gonna put, listen here, because this next part's real important. I'm gonna put a lot of gold in you, all right?
And its mouth opens, all the teeth kind of come out.
We are going to donate you to these maniacs. And when an opportunity arises for you to shed this disguise and get on Kios, I need you to try to do that.
There's like hesitation for a moment. And then he projects an image of him imagining himself attached to Kios, listening in. And kind of almost like winks at you. Opens his mouth wider.
And Carlisle will put in 500 gold and see if that is enough to fill this.
Put some copper in
If
there.
it's more
Those
than
are-
enough, then he will stop at that point.
Yeah, about 500 god's probably enough, yeah. And he just
Okay.
pulls, his teeth kind of go inward, and he looks like an ordinary bag as the fat comes down.
All right. We're going to find you again, Clarb. And you are doing a damn brave thing. All right?
You get this kind of imagery in its head of him kind of standing on kind of almost like a pillar, like looking out, almost majestic, like.
Aww.
Yeah, I don't think Carlisle feels great about this, but it's probably the best possible thing we're gonna get out of this right now. So, yeah.
Okay.
Look over at Morgaine.
I mean, unless you have a better idea.
Not really, no.
Do we just kind of pretend to be experiencing some kind of extreme hallucination or just kind of hang out? How have you been?
We should probably linger for a while.
Mm.
This is very uncomfortable, though.
Did anyone
Sorry.
like wake up at any point? and
She'll
go,
like lean
"Oh,
over to somebody and like kind of do that in front of their face and
They just stare forward. Blank expressions.
I got a deck of cards.
About an hour goes by. And then people start kind of wandering toward the door. For whatever reason, each person in their little world would wander towards the door. Tack in yours. The changeling you rescued walks down to you. Stands before you. And morphs to look exactly like your original form. You would save one of our kind. This is what you desire most right now.
Yes.
To save our people would come with a lot of responsibility. It would require a lot of power. Is that what you want? The power to save more?
Now that I know that this is happening, I can't just let it keep happening.
Changelings are more than meets the eye. Everyone knows that, but no one knows truly how unique we are. Where our power comes from. Where our line comes from.
I'm beginning to think everything I've been told hasn't entirely been true.
It is because you are being told by people that do not know.
Changelings? Why don't we know?
Elves do not know where they came from in the Feywild. Their history dates back further than even the oldest of them. And everything is lost to record. Species which are mortal lose touch with their origin, lose touch with all they know. As generations go by, history and memory slowly fade. Only written word and what is passed down from mother to child remains. With our people, most has been forgotten or erased.
Was it because we couldn't stomach the truth, or was it because other people couldn't?
We often don't change to suit ourselves with the world around us. Our people are misrepresented. We hold grave power inside of us. If one is open to change. Are you?
I want to be strong as myself. I don't want to just be a slate to show off other people's power. I want to do something good as me.
It extends an arm out with an open palm towards you. Take my hand, and you can do something great as you.
Jack will take their hand.
You feel as your hand and their hand morph together for a moment. And for one, your arm is just one singular arm, no hands there. And almost like a straw, you feel this kind of power ripple down you, but then you realize your arm is twisted and changing, and then it breaks off. And you blink. Unlike everyone else, which had this moment where their mind manifested a reason they'd go through a door, go through an entrance to return to the ballroom.
Mm.
The illusion drops for you. You're stood there in the room watching everyone kind of file out. Similar to how Carlisle Morgaine resisted it. You couldn't resist it on your own at the time, but something gave you the power to.
Yeah.
And you feel something's great and different within you. Like you're being accompanied by a power. Like a symbiosis. Like you have different abilities that you don't understand yet. Like your body has muscles which have just been awakened, just grown for the first time. As you unlock your legacy item, or I should say legacy power, which is the truth of changelings, or the potential of them.
Oh my god.
Sick.
With that, as we discussed in DMs between us.
Dude, we can melt you to make you to be
That's your legacy item.
My legacy
Once per
item
day.
is that I have a candle now.
Become goop. I don't know if you want to tell us what you are transforming your thing into, but you can if you like. But if you would like to keep it a secret, that's also up to you.
I'm changing my subclass to the new College of Glamour.
Yes, the new College of Glamour, which we're only about 9 days before the embargo lifts on the new book, so it's going to be a case of we'll be able to see in like a couple of weeks what that means. But yes, that's not the only thing you're getting. Don't worry. That's just the general thing. The legacy item
Your
is
legacy
separate from
item
that.
is A
Yeah,
subclass.
yeah.
Bard.
Congrats. Yeah, no, the legacy item is separated from that, but that is just a fun way to merge that change into the
Yeah, I
story.
think fun was a super
Yeah.
good way to describe that whole thing. It was a really fun
All
way
of
to
this
do
is
that.
very
A
fun.
weird
Yeah,
way.
it was a laugh fucking riot.
So-
Loved it.
As you all kind of exit the room, you feel this kind of change among you, and you all kind of slip back into the ballroom. People are starting to come to, like they've just kind of woken up from a trance. There's a disappointment for a second, then a kind of a realization of why, and what you now kind of get as a general consensus over the room, why these people love this event, why they come here. Because to them, that room, the sense of youth, is worth living for. And the crowd gather below kiosks as the music continues to play. You find yourselves kind of at the bottom of the area, looking up at him, as he kind of clasps his hand and kind of looks across and goes, I am sorry that I had to take it away so soon from you, my friends. But when the ceremonies return, there'll be this and more. The things you saw in there can become reality. This is all capable through your trust in me. You may all spend as long as you like in this hall. But I imagine you have places to be, people to speak with, friends to gather. And may next we meet, change will take over us all. I regrettably inform you there will not be another ball gathering for a little while. But the next one will be spectacular. And he lowers the gem.
While everyone's kind of dispersing and things, Carlisle will walk up to Kios, like silently, not saying anything. He hasn't actually said anything so
One of the
far.
cultists follows you up. But Kios just kind of... His hand.
He'll take out the bag and hand it to him. With his other hand, he'll reach out to shake his hand.
He shakes your hand. Takes the bag. What did you say your name was?
He's gonna like point at his throat as if he genuinely cannot speak. He'll just like, as if he's mute.
He looks down. Takes the bag. Kind of shakes it very slightly, like subtly. Simply just puts it onto his belt. We thank you for your patronage.
He'll nod and just walk away.
People start dispersing from the ball. And the room begins to empty. As the night, though short, has come into a close. Do you guys leave?
So, what else is there to do here?
Yeah, I
Down
don't.
a
right?
Clarb and $500. So yeah, I
You exit the party.
Before we leave, is there a way that I can just sort of take a glance around and just kind of, just for her own knowledge, I think, see if she can guess what the anchor might be, what the, you know, like
Roll an
if she
Arcana
can
check.
kind of like hone in. Do you know what I mean?
Hmm.
23.
Anchors are usually similar to their counterpart on the outside. And the thing you used to travel in with was a statue of hands and faces, very similar to the chandelier that stands above you. Meaning the one outside, the statue outside, was likely the lie. and the coalesced, kind of merged body parts of the changeling's remains in the chandelier is the truth. You'd slip away from the party. People swarming away from the quiet graveyard in the middle of the night, heading off into their homes, talking as if they've just been to a quiet affair. People slipping away. Civilicia would kind of be waiting by the bottom of the graveyard, and she kind of nods ahead to kind of intercept you guys when you get back to the house, leaving your party to walk away from the ceremonies. No fight in hand, but a spy amidst the enemy. And that is where we'll end tonight's episode. Great job, guys. I did not expect you to go down that route. I did not at all. That's cool.
That was a really good idea, Tomato.
That was so
really
good.
Cool.
Thank you.
That was really, really cool. Yeah, very, very well done. So, on the next episode, we'll there's more stuff to come elsewhere now. I didn't know if you'd go down that route, so there's more to do in the city, more things to discover. You still have the whole vault, so we'll see where that goes. Otherwise, there's more things you can kind of look into yourselves if you wish to, but just let me know. In the meanwhile, we'll look at some bingo and we'll do our shout outs. We'll call it there. Congratulations, Dodger, on getting your legacy item as being the first. It manifests itself as essentially your changeling race, similar to how we did the blood last campaign. So less so of an item, more so your body being able to adapt. And you'll see how that kind of manifests itself in its first form. All right, let me bring up the bingo from last week that was ready for today. If you guys want to go onto the stream, you'll be able to see it there. But it begins, it's Marigold's Most Wanted. Ball guests repeat creepy catchphrase mantra for the greater good, etc. No, they didn't really. They're more there as kind of, I mean, they spoke about change. They didn't really do it in a kind of as tropey as that, but they were still pretty close. How do you feel about that one, guys? I don't know.
Nah.
I feel like there wasn't chanting. I think it's implying like a chant that everyone does or something.
Yeah, no, this wasn't like a chanting cult kind of.
Yeah, it was more like a rich person cult.
Yeah, like hangout session than anything.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's more of a rich person's cult, like akin to that. Street smarts ability check? No. Nat 1? Yes.
Yeah.
Lore dump during dancing? Not really during dancing. No, I feel bad because I did give it as a ball, but no, that's kind of its front. We're going loud partway through party. No, nearly. Someone picks the ballsack flower mask. No.
I wish.
Yeah, I know. Social spell, charm pass, etc. used. Technically, but just not on against you guys. I guess, right? Like it's an enchantment spell to make you see other stuff. Nat 20, yes. NPC is seduced for information. It depends how you look at the word seduced. Yeah. I'll give it to you. Yeah, I think
got winked at a little bit.
Yeah, you kind of have a bit of a. Yeah, exactly. 9 hells offer mask. No. Joe spends a decent amount of time describing hors d'oeuvres. No.
Hors d'oeuvres.
Hors d'oeuvres. Yeah, sort of. Because they're technically what you guys imagined. So you spent some time on that.
True.
The party's cover is blown. No.
So close.
3.
We were really close to.
We got really
it's
close.
That Nat 20 saved you guys big time. I was about to start combat.
Gain one.
Yeah. I was about to start combat. He was gonna totally turn on Darian there.
Part of me thinks it would have been the perfect time to fight him, and we fucked up.
I don't know. I don't think so.
It's the perfect time to fight him, but think of how much more information we might get now.
That's true. Yeah,
true.
Would not get.
Humanoid sacrifice, yes. Cop encounter, Acor. No, I don't. No, not really. No. Hilly's come back for revenge. No. Double-faced orchid mask. No. Stone
I was
Mother's...
gonna do the orchid, but then we did the bit.
Yeah, it's true. And then Stone Mother's Trip Master didn't get used either. Long Flowing Hair NPC? Nope. That I know of. Missing Changeling's Fate revealed? Yes. Extremely Out of Touch speech by party host? Yeah. Flump's Folly Mask?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Mocking Pipes Mask? No. Dead Man's Hanging Tree Mask? No. And Kiosk not spotted at the party? No. I feel like one of you guys has got to generate this next time because
You are really bad at generating them.
I know.
I've generated like bingos after we've streamed and just got a bingo
Yeah, I
because
get
we
them
had
all
so
the time.
many.
Yeah, I mean, like, you had, like, 2 opportunities there to get a bingo. Bad luck, guys. I'm sorry. All right, we'll go around. We'll do a little shout-outs. And we can finish up there for the night. So, let's go around. LG is currently AFK. I'll do her one for her. Old Lady Gamer on Twitch. She streams occasionally. She did a stream, like, a couple weeks ago, I think, now. So you can check her out for those occasional streams. She plays a lot of Elder Scrolls Online, talks about her new puppy, all that good stuff. Shane.
Hi, I'm Shane. I'm kind of back, halfway.
Hey,
Like T-minus 2 weeks until I'm really back.
Nice.
Okay. Then I could start doing streams again and whatnot. So
Shit, well, it's good to have you back in
keep
here,
an eye
man.
out. Yeah.
Bree.
Hello, I'm Brie Bun. I don't know when I'm gonna be able to game fully. It still hurts pretty bad.
Ouchie, dude.
So, I know.
What the hell is that?
Oh, yeah, you've been
he wasn't
gone.
there.
Oh my god, Shane, I got 17 stitches because a mason jar ruptured spontaneously in my hand.
Huh?
Yeah.
It was crazy.
That looks cool as hell,
called an
though.
ambulance. Yeah, it's very cool now. But
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
cool. It's scary as hell.
Like, can you not do controller games either?
that's what hurts the most, actually. Is
Yeah.
controller games.
Shit.
Because moving my thumb this way hurts pretty bad.
You know, you need to become like a point and
Point
clicker
click
right now.
adventure.
Yeah.
Yeah,
you need.
exactly.
Tomato.
Sam, I just messaged you my intro or my outro. Okay, so can you just read what I just sent? For them?
Yeah.
Please?
He said no.
Yeah, fair enough.
Checks out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Technically a longer one than last time. Sam?
Yo. I'm Sam.
Triple
on.
the words of tomorrow.
Good
That's
sesh.
crazy.
Thanks, Joe. Good sesh.
Yeah, no, thanks for playing, man. Thanks for playing. Twitch.tv/strip and Twitch.tv/tomato. You know where to find them. Dodger.
hi, I'm Dodger. You can find me at Dex Bonus, pretty much all over the place. I am gonna be playing more Swarm tomorrow, probably, because that's fun.
Swarm?
The new League
The lead
thing.
auto battler.
Oh.
It's Vampire
Like the
Survivors, but with
Survivor
League
thing. Yeah,
characters.
Wait, what?
Wait, huh?
Yeah,
There's a new
sounds dope.
Vampire Survivors game mode in League.
it's actually really fun.
Yeah, because you can.
It's
They
like
always throw
full-player co-op.
110% into their little mini games. That sounds awesome. 4-player co-op.
Yeah.
That sounds fun,
That sounds
actually.
sick.
Yeah,
I might
cool.
want to play that.
Cool.
it's fun. It's fun, guys. So yeah, probably playing that tomorrow. But yeah, good session, Joe. Thank you.
Nice. You know where to find me. There's a Patreon if you want to see behind the scenes stuff, some behind the scenes monsters and stuff. I just put up some people asked me on my stream, how do I make my bosses? And I designed one on stream that's up on there now. So if you ever want to check that kind of stuff out, you can. Otherwise, I'll be continuing Divinity 2 for my first ever playthrough, which people were surprised I haven't played it, which is fair. And I'm now currently still just about to exit Fort Joy, so I'm getting into the meat and crux of it all. So I'll be playing more of that this week. Other than that, though, we'll be back for maybe next week. I know we might have one down next week, so maybe next week off, but we'll see based on what we do next week, because it might just be kind of a catch up and get into the next section kind of episode. But we'll be back for episode 35 next. So thanks everyone for watching, thanks for playing, and we'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.
Goodbye.